Did I really start the stream with it staring at my background? That's crazy. I thought I had the chart up. My bad. One second. There we go. That looks more normal, right? All right. Let's send this link out, right? I need to share that around real quick. Hold up. Be sure to check the different channels, guys. If you're in levels or premium trade floor, check those. I did a pretty good number of posts today. Also, I reposted my coin and IWM watches because, again, those were kind of my top watches from yesterday. I just liked them a lot. And yeah, be sure to drop a like on the stream, share the stream link around. Let me find some. Oops. Yo, what's up, Tobias? Good to see you, dude. All right, so right now we are bullish, but I would like to point out. Hold up, let me fix one thing. Where's green? Oh, there it is. That's the only green I get. All right. So what I was gonna say is we are bullish above the previous day high here. It's a great higher open, but I'd like to point out that we're just under the first target, so be very careful. There is a chance we just reject this, go back down. I did not draw the halfway point of overnight because I didn't think it was that crazy of a gap, but it is just a hair above the previous day high. So keep in mind that pretty much right here. I mean, really, if you want to be anal about it, you go from the close all the way to here. So pretty much all that. Like, if it holds this, there's a good chance it keeps bouncing and moving higher today. If we break this, there's a chance in the short term we do see some pullback or some struggle. And if we don't see that struggle continue down, maybe we see a liquidity grab. Who knows? So there's a couple opportunities in front of us today. I do have the options chain up on my other screen. I am watching IWM, Coin, Apple, AMD, Tesla, and mainly SPY, but IWM as well on the side. So there's my quick little update for you guys in the morning. Let me read out the briefing to you real quick as well. So you have that ready. Wall Street traders earning. Oh, I'm sorry, I read that. Let's just start over. Wall Street traders gearing up for the Federal Reserve decision refrained from making big bets as they awaited big clues on the path of rates that will shape the outlook of the markets over the next few months. Pretty big, scary sentence there, huh? I'm gonna send that in the chat. But that is the briefing that I got today. That's pretty scary sounding. I think they're trying to spook us. What's up, Spicy? Good to see you. And yeah, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Like the stream, share the stream link around. Don't be a noob. Oh, wait. What's up, Lag? Good to see you, dude. I hope you're not feeling sleepy again, man. You've been falling into this, sleepy market phase, haven't you? I'm still trying to find this damn thing. Yeah, we had retail sales month over month numbers, industrial production month over month, but that's not really that crazy. All right, I guess that's it. Watching this area for short-term direction. Just letting everybody know what we just went over in stream. Dear God, if someone misses out on that and they're trying to long while this area is breaking. Though if you see a break and retake, I won't argue. But we need to see the break first. I guess we could go through some of the weights to see what all is even following this slowdown at the open. Oh, also be very careful of IWM. There's a reason this is a top watch. It is a double inside bar, and we talked about this live in the stream yesterday. We also talked about coin being a potential inside bar today. Or yesterday, sorry. And they ended up doing that. Today we got a higher open. They're pulling back down under the top of that inside bar, so possible outside bar could be formed here with the break and retake of this. Could see a hold of this for bounces, so I would honestly keep my eye on 329.50 if you guys are trading Coinbase today. It's a really good one. But yeah, so coin, IWM, those are the reasons that we like those. And then I just throw up AMD and Tesla because who the hell doesn't like AMD and Tesla, am I right? Just some basic levels, halfway midpoint of the yesterday. And then where the hell is AMD? There you are. AMD's kind of a clean one, I'm not going to lie. I don't know why I'm zooming down so far. But yeah, they're pretty much, I was going to say, this is like a pretty directional area, as well as maybe like this level here. These are very directional, and we've already rejected one and tapped the other and bounced off it, so they're in their range right now. But between 162-ish and about 159.50s, this is kind of their range for where outside plays can be made from, but also inside plays. So if they end up just holding this, you see some base building, it might be worth taking up to today's open. But yeah, so that's my little quick update for everybody today. If you guys have anything for me, please feel free to share. Happy to go over whatever. But good morning, guys. I finally didn't wake up an hour before I was supposed to wake up today, so that was cool. Good morning, Susan. Good to see you. What's up, Dr. J? Let me put the chat on live chat so everything's in the correct order. Oh, yeah. Dr. J's like way up here. Oi. Be right back, Bep. When are the earnings for that little bet he was doing on Polymarket for Tobias? Does anybody remember? I do not remember. Was that supposed to happen yesterday? Oh, wait, I guess I could just look. It is on the watch list. The 23rd? We gotta wait all the way till next Tuesday. Alright. Well, we gotta wait a while on that. But that looks like it's gonna be fun. I need to lower this. We are too far over. There we go. Whoa. That's not what I was trying to do. Trying to show off a couple levels to the above and the down, because we're in a situation where we could just like tap out, go down here, and then just like sit between here. I would not be shocked by that, because tomorrow we do have some pretty big news. Excuse me. And yeah, we're pulling back under today's open, but like I said earlier, we have not broken the key area. That's why I highlighted it as a whole. It's pretty much between the previous day close and the 50% of the gap up. So if that is lost, I expect us to pull back down towards maybe 660.20. But who knows? That could also bring just hell when we just be at 658s in the next 2 hours. But this area could also hold. We could see some good bounces considering the bullish trend is intact. We could see a push towards 662s if this holds right here. Over that 661.87, which is about where we kind of slowed down in pre-market and in the open session here. we could probably see towards pretty much every dollar up. We have a 663 up there, and then I'm not bullshitting you, there is actually a 664. So about every dollar up after that. For today. But I really don't think we're going to be moving. Like, I don't think today we're going to go up enough to where we do hit 664. I don't think we're going to go down enough to hit 659. I think today is going to be one of those days where we're kind of stuck between maybe 663, maybe 659, who knows, maybe 660. But I don't see us leaving, like, a larger range right here. I mean, it's not a range yet, but you know what I mean. Forward thinking. Be sure to like the stream, guys, as you get in here. If you guys have any updates for me or any questions or any stocks you're looking at or any just charts you want to share, any particular key levels you like, feel free to share. Right now we're seeing the halfway point of the overnight gap break as well as the previous day high. We'll see if the previous day close can hold. But like I said, we're still in that little area. I truly do believe direction will come from this highlighted area today. It's a mix of a couple key levels, so that's why it's a little bit bigger. If you guys check the levels channel, I posted SPY, Tesla, AMD, just reminding everybody. And then today in Premium, as usual, posted SPX. But we also added a couple other tickers in there for you. I think last night I posted 2 different charts, and then this morning I posted Coin and IWM. So make sure you check out your channels. And the highlighted area, again, just to remind everybody, is just a mixture of the previous day close and the halfway point of the gap up. So it goes a little bit above the previous day high. Updating the lotto on SPY, sorry. And then I need to go update sound, I think, right? I mean, I like to set. Okay, no, we're good on that. I can wait on that. But, alright, back to SPY. I like to keep the swings updated, because even if I'm in the wrong or I'm in the right, it still is kind of annoying when someone, like, says, yo, I'm swinging this, and then they, like, don't give you any kind of update on what the hell else they're doing. Unless it's just super fucking obvious, then whatever, but I hate when people do that. Even if I'm not following them, it's just like, why are you even posting? Like, who are you glazing to? I should probably check that chain. Again, guys, if you have any questions for me or anything you want to update or add or say in here, feel free to share. Also, in a minute, I need to give a huge shout out to D-Touch. Okay, sound's actually not moving that much yet. We're good. Okay, I don't have to stare at that yet. Good morning, Alexis. Good to see you, dude. Always a pleasure to see Option here in the stream. Right now, we're watching SPY lose the previous day close and the overnight 50%, which is that whole highlighted area combined. So short-term direction looking more in the favor of bears. Sorry, short-term. Looks like we can head down towards the previous day halfway point. But any short-term retake of this area definitely ruins it, and you'll probably see this pump pretty quickly to 662. So keep that in mind, guys. If you do see this push past the 661, actually we could just mark it, get an exact marking on that. I don't know why I zoomed in so much. So we're going from the previous day close up to where we opened. We opened right here. And that's this area here. So I'm going to actually adjust this highlighted area. We're going to go from here to the 50%, that level right there. And then we can actually remove this and adjust this. And there we go. That's all we need. You could be even more anal about this and draw it all the way up to your open and be in the understanding that kind of everything between here and here is like, meh. You know, you're looking for trades from that area. But I truly believe it's more important to focus on this. Because you could take trades from this and they pop through the open. That should be theoretically what you're expecting. When it's that close. I don't think I'd say that if it was like this level. You know, I'd be like, we should probably use that as a target. Or even the 50% as a target at that point. But yeah, situational. And I swear if I have to adjust this one more time today. Oh. It keeps doing that. If you notice, it switches from the hand tool. This program still has a bug. I don't care who owns it. It's had that same bug since Thinkorswim. Or since TD Ameritrade. Since Thinkorswim. But yeah, big news tomorrow on the market, so make sure you guys are... Honestly, you should... I'm not saying what anybody should do, but I'm most likely going to be sitting complete cash before that news tomorrow. And then any opportunities that pop up after that, awesome. This is doing really well under that break. We'll see if we actually make it down to that level straight up, or is there going to be any retest needed? I would say your patience is going to get tested today. I think it's really easy to say that for tomorrow, but I think today especially. Sorry, I'm like trying to clear my throat. That damn puppy bit my hand the other day, and it bit like a smiley face into my hand. I got like 2 like dots, and then I had like a weird looking like mark under it, and it looks like a smiley face. Who in here's got a lot of facial hair, man? I had to shave everything yesterday. I finally had one of those days where I got just fed up. So I just shaved it all off. I'm talking mustache, beard, everything, man. Full across the face. And then when I shave, I look like a baby. Wicking up, by the way, on this current 5-minute candle for SPY. I need to check IWM coin, a couple other tickers real quick. We'll come back. Yeah, IWM did break down under 238. Damn, I wish we were paying attention. I don't know if I would have jumped in that in the second candle of the day, but still, very cool break under 238.20s towards that first target underneath. Didn't quite touch it, but they got close. Tesla is popping back over today's open in 414. That could be looking good for longs, more and more over that 414. As long as it remains over CDO. Nvidia's rejecting it, actually. Amazon looking good. That's the same sector as Tesla. AMD is trying to hold that area. Like I said, I wouldn't try to trade it in between those 2 purple areas that I randomly drew during the pre-market, but very important area. Where's coin? Let's just jump straight to the main character here. Okay, it looks exactly like SPY. We'll see. Does Amazon and Tesla actually hold their trends so well that the other tickers start to follow? That'd be a pretty cool story for the day. And then SPX, for any of my SPX nerds, they are back under that area, which If you hear me talking about SPY key direction areas, they most likely apply to the SPX chart 9 times out of 10. But I wouldn't say every single time, because again, they are not the exact same chart. Pretty close though. How's everyone in the stream though? Be sure to drop a like on the stream. I'll be dropping plenty of updates. Hopefully, nothing happens. And we did talk about us losing this area and retaking it. That would be honestly kind of funny. The only reason I really point that out on days like today too is because of the obviousness of the gap up. I think everybody and their mother knows that we've been going up in the stock market, so I think that's why I say that in those scenarios. You won't see me say that every single day, but I think logically it makes sense on why that could pop up today. And it's because if the Bulls really are in control still today, even before news tomorrow, which they probably are, then they can't just make an obvious move. You know, if we gap up and just start moving up, everybody's going to jump in, and then it's not going to move. It's just going to have a sideways move, right? And that's going to piss everyone off. But what I like about it, why I say it about a day like today, is because it's so obvious that I think the only way they could make a good move above that previous day high is if they lost it first. You know, kind of cut some of the weaklings out first. You know what I mean? I don't mean to say it like that, but that's kind of what I'm thinking here for SPY. So if that scenario pops up, I really do believe in that reason. But right now we're rejecting. I don't want you guys to be faked out. Right now we are rejecting in this current state. Okay, I need to leave this up on another chart. Whoa, 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 SPY. What are you doing, SPY? What are you doing? The lottos are moving a little bit better now, but they're not doing great. If anybody did take that SPY lotto, but the Soundhound's doing all right. Yo, fam, 24 watching. Let's get some likes popping in. Yo, what's up, username? How you doing, dude? Right now I'm watching one of my swings, and then I'm watching SPY, because it's, you know, obvious. Who isn't watching SPY? I had a bold claim to start the stream too. I said there's a very high chance that we kind of stick, or not that level, sorry. I said there's a high chance we probably stick under this level or above this level. Like we'll probably stick between there today. And this is the key area today for direction between the previous day close and the halfway point of this gap up from here to here. Just to remind everybody in stream. And because I'm trying to look good in front of username. But what's up, dude? How you doing? Doing well, super busy, hence why I've been doing swing. I saw that, and that's honestly kind of respectable. I really fuck with that, because you kind of kept yourself in the swing of things, which is really cool. No, I didn't mean to do a play on words. That was kind of cringe. I'll probably have to dip soon. Just wanted to stop in and say, hey, dude, thank you, man. It seriously means the world to me. I love seeing your name pop up. And I saw you and honestly seeing Noxty yesterday pop up. I don't even, like, when I see that stuff, I don't really care if it's like, oh my god, they're posting call-outs, thank god. Like, no, I don't even see it. I'm like, dude, oh my god, this is so cool to see them. Or like when I see Sherman post, you know, I get hyped. Because I'm like, nice, these guys trade just like us. So it does give me a little bit of happiness there. But thank you, man. I appreciate that. And shout out to you. You've been one of the hardest workers in, like, the history of the chat. And there's a fuck ton of people who know you. From old and from new. Okay, I need to go check on what our averages are for sound, because this thing's actually starting to move, and it's not supposed to this quick. Like, we're almost in the money. I know it was a cheap play. I guess I'll just update chat. People can do what they want. I don't want to scare anybody, but that did already kind of move a lot, considering it's not supposed to. It's funny because when I say these numbers out loud, you'd be like, oh, that's not a lot. But honestly, for this stock, that is a lot. 17, that's fucking crazy. What is that math? 17 over 50. 1700 divided by 50. That's 34%. What is this day's open? 9/5's open. I'm kind of glad my win rate's pretty high right now on these small tickers. I hope we keep it that way. Because I know people really fuck with plays that are like really, really cheap. This one was 50 bucks, already moved 34%. Honestly, the AMD play last week, super cheap. APA, which I'm kind of depressed that I didn't like double dip into that because it did really well when it touched it again. But I mean, I'm sorry, it kept going down even after. But I would like to catch a second dip on this. I really would. Rejection, I mean, not dip. I mean, I guess I like dips because it gives us more chances of shorting it again. But yeah, I'm kind of liking these like smaller ticker, cheaper plays because you can either buy less of them if you're unsure of it and it's not that big of a deal, and it's honestly kind of a huge deal when you win because it's like, oh nice, I just made 40%, I spent 200 bucks, you know, it's like, oh shit, like that's not bad, it's really not that bad. Especially on like an overnight thing. And another big thing too, when I'm posting those, I am posting tickers that are liquid and have open interest and have volume. I'm making sure that's part of my scan before I even bother looking at it, because of course there's been issues in the past where it's like, what the fuck is this stock? You know, why is it doing this? Why is it not moving? Why is it down 5%, but my contract's only up 1%? You know, like that kind of thing. So that would be why. Because you're trading junk. Yo, what's up, Matty Ice? Good to see you, man. Tesla looking bullish and spot. Oh, dude, I was saying that earlier. I was literally saying that earlier. Tesla and Amazon, honestly. Amazon was doing all right earlier. They're not looking as pretty as they were, but they're all right. But yeah, Tesla was like building like I wanted to break through this level, and it did. But yeah, it's looking pretty good despite everything else looking like crap. We'll see if that holds up. But it does look good above this level in the today's open area, so if that continues to hold, not that bad. Is anybody in the Soundhound swing with me, or can I close this chart? Because I don't need to manage it anymore. It's about to be in the money. And honestly, if you somehow took my SPY Lotto and didn't completely just sell right at the open, you're actually in a position where you're not losing too much right now. So if you do want to cut your Lotto, this would be the perfect spot. It's not a win. If you do continue to hold the Lotto, I already said in chat and on stream, if you're going to continue to hold the Lotto and you see even the bottom of this area get retaken, get the fuck out of that. Do not continue to hold that trade. It's a Lotto. But we can still have a reasonable, you know, stop loss for that. You don't need to hold it to zero. I hate when people say that. Yes, a Lotto is meant to hold the zero or hero, but that's not something you have to do in every situation. If you're in a spot where you can take control, please do. A Lotto isn't supposed to be a kamikaze every time. How's Bull? Yo, is that supposed to be like a jab at me? Bull's looking bad right now, but I'm not going to lie to you. I keep buying more shares. My average is almost current price now, too. Probably not a great thing, but I still really like Weeble, dude. I'm sorry. I don't care if I sound like a Weeble shill or not. I don't even use Weeble anymore. But I really like this as a long term hold. And it's funny because like everywhere I go on like technically just Twitter, but if you go to like stock twits or like other social media apps like and just research like trying to find like points that go against yours, I find nothing, right? I find nothing but hate for Weeble. And then I see like this one guy on X that I already follow and he follows me, and I was like, all right, that whatever. I don't need any reassurance, but it was kind of cool to see that. But yeah, so I think I like it as well because of that too. It's like I don't see that much love for it, which is great because when all these fuckers see it start pumping to 1750, that's when it's gonna pump to 2250 because people are getting in late, and we're gonna be sitting there laughing, as we're already up 10 a share. So I'll take that any day. Sorry for the language, but it's just I'm serious about that. I really like that pick. What stock do you guys want on the left? Dude, I cannot type right now. I'm giving updates in the levels channel. Sorry, guys. If you hear me not talking or typing or just awkwardly breathing into the mic and I haven't noticed yet, it's because I'm typing a shit ton on the levels channel. I'm trying to do my best to do these updates as well because, you know, I got people to support in here. Honestly, I'm not even mad about that lotto. I'm not going to be mad about lottos. If I'm posting a lotto and you take it and get butthurt about it, that's on you. And partially on me. But I'm not going to feel bad. Now on my swings I don't type lotto. You'll probably hear me get pretty emotional on. I'm not even gonna bullshit you there. I'm proud of this one so far though. I did what I wanted. Honestly, I didn't even really look at the EMA as much as I should have either. We should check that out real quick. I need to remember to default this to 8 because I've been trying to just follow with my boy Rob just so we have the exact same. Okay, and it did exactly what I wanted. Okay, we did good. We did good. That's good. Because reasonable enough, you're not supposed to like hold through this. You're supposed. I mean, you can with like, you know, runners, but you're not supposed to just hold full position and go to the next EMA. Like it doesn't work like that. If anything, I wasn't even watching the EMAs. I was kind of saying between like, what the hell is going on? Between the open of this day and the open of that day, I was kind of thinking like that's where it would go, and then I turned on my EMAs and I was looking at it, and it was saying the same thing. And the only reason I even looked at this was because we were bullish on it like a week or two ago. We were saying how we liked how it was curling, and then we didn't take anything. I didn't call it out. And then we took like APA and a bunch of other bullshit. So we did good, but we missed out on this one. So we got to short it. And the only reason I shorted it, I'd like to point this out. We talked about this very heavily in yesterday's stream. Not taking the first opportunity on anything. You could apply this to a day trade, a scalp, a swing trade. It doesn't matter. You could apply this to anything. Never take the first thing. Never take the first confirmation. Never take the first, hey, I'm bearish. Hey, I'm bullish. Never take that first, you know, decisive call out to yourself, right? And the big one for me was that we were already bullish and we had already hit our target. So I'm kind of in the mindset of like, okay, we could probably settle here. I'm not going to get into any more bullish plays. Maybe if there's a play over this, but even then, that'd be a little crazy. So kind of in the mindset of like, please come back down, you know? We see that come back down. We see it settle. And then we're in the mindset of like, all right, we can start looking for dip buys. Let's see what else we get here because we don't want to take the very first dip, right? We want to take something else. And I'm glad we didn't because we already kind of had one sign of slowdown and then a second popped up the other day. And it was like, okay, was this like a day of earnings or something? No. Okay, well, what the hell's this price action? Very big rejection of a very clear area we've had marked for a while now. And that's the second thing that popped up. Then we got in. And you can apply that to when we talk about the buy the dips on your day trading charts. Like you're never looking for the first. What the hell am I doing? You're never looking for that first dip. You're kind of looking for that retake, or even that other situation where it actually does hold, it doesn't break and retake. And then you're looking for the higher low of that first thing. Like if this was the first thing, like this is the area you're trying to hold, like you want to see something hold that area. And then that's what you're taking your risk on. Trimming some of it here, because there's always going to be that situation too where it rejects that level and then comes back down. Maybe even liquidity grabs it. I didn't mean to draw it like that. But there's a lot that goes into it. And that's what I mean by don't take that first thing. Don't take that first confirmation. Don't follow that first condition that's in front of you. Like, wait for the second one. And it gives you, in my opinion, yes, a more patient, a slower trade. Yes, you might even waste time. But it'll be a way more logical trade. And you'll probably have a lot better percentage on your trades. Like, in terms of your win rate. Like, how many trades you're winning versus losing. I almost promise you your win rate goes up. I mean, I'm not gonna promise you because I'm, I think that's illegal. but yeah, higher probability. Excuse me. And be sure to drop a like on the stream, guys. You guys have already honestly done amazing. We're already near 20 likes, which is the daily goal. We are trying to hit that 20 every day. But yeah, if you guys have liked any of these updates or anything, let me know. Or any of the reviews, let me know. I am going to. Oh wait, I do need to take a screenshot. Why did that? There we go. Oh, here it is. That's why I wasn't showing my orders. I was like, where the hell's my trade? That was giving me a heart attack for a second. It said orders all, and there's nothing there. I had to click and then go back to the train, and it was there. That should not be a bug. That's crazy. Let's see. Short swing. Yo, Carter, what'd you get on that play? By the way, great job. I was just now reading the YouTube chat. I saw you said you took profit on sound. And good morning to you too, man. And Key's holding this. Agree on that. Not jumping in right away gives you more control and pace with your trades. Thank you, Alexis. See, Alexis agrees. You guys should agree. If he agrees, you're done for. PayPal C60. I'll check it out here in a second. Carter, let me know what you got on that trade. Or maybe I'll just post what I got out at. I was going to post what y'all got out at. You want more shares? I don't blame you, honestly. What's the current price of PayPal? Isn't it like... Actually, I'm not even going to guess. I looked the other day, but I don't remember the numbers. I just remember where it's at on the chart. I know it's down and it's above where it dropped to 66. Yeah, I probably will go down more. And that's as a PayPal glazer. I'm a PayPal glazer saying that. That is probably one of the best long-term stocks, in my opinion, you could be looking at right now. Like, for like 5-10 years from now. In my personal opinion, and I only say that just because of how much of its market share it owns and how down it is. And I love the public hate of PayPal. I love that there's people out there who hate PayPal because I honestly believe that adds to the fire. You got 36%? I think you got more than I did. Yeah, you did. Did you sell it? Did you sell it 69? Is that the math? You sold higher than I did. I think I got 34%. I gotta do the math again because I post that and someone's gonna freak out. 1,700 divided by 50. 34. 68? Oh, okay. See, my math's off. Wow, you set that as a limit and it filled? That's crazy. I'll be honest with you, I go to the limit order screen, but I never set it at the far number. I always just click in the middle so I'm out. Because 9 times out of 10 it's gonna fill you if you click the middle. It's not the lowest price it's at. It's not the highest price. That's probably why I sold for like $1 less than you. Where's the arrow key? Oh, here it is. We got to 70s to play. Honestly, I saw we hit over 30% that quick because I was looking at the options chain. I was like, because when I got that, we were like 3 or 4 out of the money, and now we're like 1 just above getting in the money. I was like, okay, I think this is a good time. I wasn't meaning for it to go down that fast today. I thought that was going to take like a good part of our morning into the afternoon. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not posting results and reviews on like lotto plays. You'll probably see me post percentages like I did with AMD last week. And even though that we did have a little bit of reasoning for having a lotto on that, actually, I guess that one really wasn't as much of a lotto as Spies was today. I just don't see the point posting because it was just straight up like, we think the market's overbought. That was like our only reason besides news tomorrow. But for anybody that is interested in that, the play is at... What the fuck just happened to my chart? Oh. That play, it's actually not down that much at all. It's down $16. So if anybody is in that, you're really not crying about it. See, my lottos, you lose like $20 tops. Other people's lottos, they just kamikaze. I just can't stand that. And you're not going to see me do those a lot, but I really felt the need to yesterday because of the situation we were in. And technically I was right, just a little early. Michael buried it. I do like this pullback. Very nice rejection too. I'd like to also review that even after the dip's already happened. But it's always nice to look at this and be like, okay. It did actually give us good rejections from the area we said we wanted to be short-term bearish from if broken, which it did. It broke it, and on the second retrace, lost. And we made it into the lows. I wouldn't say we hit the previous day low, but we made it to the lower part of previous day. Not quite to 659. So we'll see. Do we need a rejection of this again, or are they just going to keep us under this level now and let us cascade a little further? Do they recover short-term and build back up? It's the two situations we're in right now. Dude, I'm so glad I didn't sell Spy Lotto in the morning. Oh my god. I kept setting like stop losses for people and none of them have hit. I'm gonna cut it there and keep my money. That's only down 17 right there. Oh wait, I was about to say minus $17. Let's do the math on that. Where's my calculator? Here it is. A little under 15%. All right, I can finally focus. Get this off my screen. Son of a bitch. IWM would have been a great trade today. Coin would have been beautiful today. Dude, see what happens when we take swings? We miss out on scalps. It's okay. We still got plenty of the day left. But damn, were there some good trade. Look at that. Oh, my heart. The double. The higher low on the second bounce. And honestly, what was making me tweak looking at that coin chart, I almost promise. Where's the thing? I almost promise. Where's the last key level? So you could do it from here, but I wasn't going to say from there. But from here, I almost promise. Or maybe it did do it from there. Yeah, from that level down, it came back up and rejected 50%. It just looked like a 50% rejection there. And then IWM, honestly, I think we could obviously tell why. That break, that retake. I mean, that no retake. Horrible entry candle on that 5 minute. I bet it looks a lot better on like your 10, 15, or even your 1. That 5 looks a little ugh. And yeah, probably no swings from me today, guys, because we're probably going to wait for the news tomorrow. And then we'll see from there. But I do have a lot of things on watch, as you could tell. And then I've been running that scan I showed you guys a couple days ago in the stream where I remade a new scan for a couple things. And then we've just kind of been abusing it. Should you eat bagels or omelet for brekkie? Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm going to go with omelet, but by a very close margin. And I'm probably late. You probably already picked. That's crazy. You said that in the YouTube chat. You said Amazon picking up. I got a Discord, and Wooch just said my PT is 237, and he's posting Amazon. Honestly, the only two that looked super hot this morning were probably Tesla and Amazon, so I'm glad y'all were watching one of them. I was watching Tesla out of the two, but Amazon is doing its thing. And remember, these are from the same sector, so this is honestly a good sign that you could have seen early on. That's why we talked about it so early. Because it wasn't a surprise that Amazon or Tesla could bounce. It's the fact they were doing so well together this morning. And they're a part of the exact same sector. That's why I truly believe you guys got to memorize, like, not every sector, but you really do need to go through some of your top sectors, like XLY, XLK, XLC, XLV, and truly remember what are the top, like, 3-4 weights. And that's about it. You don't need to go any further than that. Because you'll see that. You'll see it pop up sometime. You'll be like, oh my God, Tesla's actually holding. Everything's dumping. And then you'll go look at Amazon, and Amazon's holding. And that's not going to be the case every time. But when you do see it happen, you could be like, okay, wow, that sector's working really well together. Now imagine how far Amazon could go if SPY is holding like it is now and retakes this and bounces and goes down up to 60. Like, does anything to go up, right? How much more that could do for this chart. Tesla and Amazon are both set up in a very good position. Amazon's actually taking control of it, though. It's actually taking advantage of its movement today. Tesla's kind of stuck there right now. And what is wrong with this chart right now? It feels so, like, everything feels skinny. And holy shit, is that a lot of levels. And everything bagel. I feel like I've been talking for forever on here. It's only been 50 minutes. Good morning, though, guys. If you're just now tuning in, been a lot of updates, mainly about some of our swing trades from the other day. And then we've just been kind of watching some of the. Honestly, I posted like 5, 6, 7 plans for the day for different charts. If you just paid attention to the Discord and went and picked out 1 or 2 for yourself, I hope you're taking advantage. Is anybody looking at anything in particular, or right now we're just looking at SPY and Amazon? But if there's anything else you want me to bring up, let me know. And remember to be sure to drop a like on the stream. We're trying to hit 20. We need 1 more like. Come on, Amazon. Give me a little pullback so I can jump in, por favor. It might not. I don't know. I think it's really well paced with SPY right now, too. SPY's in a spot where it could start recovering. It's funny how it's trying to do the opposite of SPY right now. I don't think that's intentional or anything. Dude, my face feels so weird without all the facial hair. It's probably been like a year and a half or more. VIX is at 16. I'm actually glad you brought that up. I wanted to pull up VIX the other day to show you guys something. This was part of the reason, too, I was jumping on that SPY lotto yesterday. Because if you look at VIX, and remember, guys, the general rule of every time VIX goes up, SPY goes down, that's not true. It just increases the probability of that happening. So the reason we were liking the lottos, and also because we think the market's short-term overbought, until that news comes up, of course, which could also be another reason to bring the market down again. That's going to increase volatility. That's what this chart is, and that's the fear indicator. Like, oh, fear's picking up, but it's not just fear. Okay, so that's not going to be the whole reason that it drops or not. So just remember that it's not 100% that every time this goes up, SPY goes down, or if this goes down, SPY goes up. That's not the case. It definitely does increase the probability, especially when you're in parts of the charts of it like this, where there's definitely a common low right here around about 1450. So you could definitely expect bounces and volatility or in fear on VIX, bringing short-term distress, I guess you could say, in the market. But if you actually go look at the chart, if you would have followed that, if you would have followed jumping into puts on SPY because VIX was bouncing, you actually would have been fucked entirely. So just a good example there. That's why I like to use the trick of use that small body, long leg candle kind of thing for your overbought, oversold charts, because that's something you could visually see every time. But yeah, I did see that though. VIX has been kind of in a spot where it should start bouncing again. Amazon's still going, guys. And nice, Carter. Sorry, I'm just catching up now. Got to 70s to played my odds. Originally had 69 because we were moving slow down to 60. Okay, that makes sense. I think that's exactly what I did too. I was like, okay, if this keeps pushing, I'll just sell it at like 80 something. But it didn't. I was like, all right, whatever. Take it here. And you got to remember too, when we're looking at these plays, we need to remember that you really got to focus on your targets. Because if you don't, you're going to miss out on a lot. Because on those smaller plays, I tend to notice if I don't take profit at 30% a lot of the time, or that first target, wherever it's at, a lot of the time it's around 20 to 30%. I feel like I always get too greedy and I miss out. So you will see me take large profits at each of those first targets on each of my swing trades. And then honestly, the rest of that trade can be left up to me or to you or to anybody else in the chat. Keep yourself like a decent stop on your runners if you do want to do something like that, or just take the full position there and just move on to the next one. Plus, it's also lining up perfectly with the market for you and me, for people like you and me who have already swung into today, because you and me don't feel the need to swing again into tomorrow, which is honestly a fucking way worse deal. Tomorrow, any swings into tomorrow are a lotto. I don't care who the fuck tells you otherwise. Any short-term swings are lottos tomorrow. Into tomorrow. Yeah, volatility. And thank you guys. My bad. I just noticed over 20 likes. Thank you guys again. We hit our daily goal. Thanks for the explanation, boss. I used to believe that as well. Mainly I use the VIX for... Yeah, that's what it should be used for guidance. You should never go to it and be like, oh, I'm dead set on following everything this tells me. And that's why I showed you that example. I showed you an example of how it could help you, and I showed you an example of how it could fuck you. So you got to be very careful when you're using the VIX. It really is just for guidance. You should find your I find it useful when you find your analysis on the chart already, and you kind of already understand what you're looking for and what you expect, and then you go take a peep. You know, it's like... That's just an extra checklist thing. I would never... And honestly, I really don't ever look at it unless it's like me looking at SPY. And I wouldn't even say every time I look at SPY, I look at VIX. Like, it's not something I'm checking every fucking time. I did notice, though, it was in one of those historical spots, though, which is a good note. That is something good to note, like you did. Because that could lead to what I've been saying the past few days, or past few weeks, really. We've been getting a lot of small body bought up candles. Like, it feels like we're overbought, and then the VIX is kind of double confirming that. Now, does that mean we have to come down every day since that tells us that? No. We could go up 3 days into that. That's what liquidity is. That's what being human is, being wrong. All that money trap, that's people who are wrong. Yeah, no problem, man. I'm glad to explain that. I used to do that too, though. I almost promise you could find like a super old video of mine or something in the Discord where I said that. Like, I promise you, dude. Everybody used to believe that. But then I actually started to like look at it for myself and not just do the whole like, oh, well, everybody knows that. You know, sometimes the everybody knows that bullshit isn't true. Oh, everybody knows that, man. Seasonality. Like, seasonality is kind of another one of those things. I really hate when people bring up seasonality. It's such a bullshit tactic. Such a bullshit strat. Oh, I'll just wait till the season tells me to do this or that. It's like, okay, but what happens when you're wrong? Like, you're wrong for like months at that point then. I just don't understand that. Like I said, it should be used for guidance. Anybody using seasonality for guidance, like an extra kind of checklist item, that's awesome. I have no problem with that. You're just getting information. You're getting the most intel on everything you're looking at. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But to fully rely on it is another issue. Exactly. If everyone knows it, it's most likely priced in. And if everybody knows it, you're probably a part of that crowd that's going to get screwed eventually. Like, you should never find yourself saying that. About, like, stock market stuff, at least. Like, these kinds of things. Not like, you know, dead set facts. Apple's company logo is an apple with a bite in it. Like, that's a fact. That's not me, you know, having my little opinion. By the way, we are seeing a second loss of 660.19 on SPY. This could bring us down to the previous day low, which I'd like to show we didn't actually hit yet. We got close. I'll leave it in the picture. Honestly, some good shorts could be taken under the 660.19. Hate to be that guy. Hate to be that guy that says Amazon's going to have a harder time. Actually, SPY should go down so Amazon could go up. They've been loving the opposite direction today. Amazon's the inverse of the market today. SPX 6600 seems like the line in the sand. Oh, yeah. There has been a lot of bounces here. I have that marked. Dude, look how clean it traded under 66.18 right there. Oh. Yeah, I don't like to be that guy that has like an ego, but my SPX levels are pretty fucking good. I'm pretty proud of those. And honestly, I've seen a lot of people in my chat post their SPX levels. I'm like, damn, those are pretty clean. I find that to be a bigger flex than my own levels. I'm like, dude, my chat's posting clean levels. Sometimes I don't even post it like as a review or update because I see someone do it and I'm like, okay. Because I know there's only probably like 2 or 3 of you that are actually trading SPX. I haven't even been trading it. I've been enjoying swing trades and catching small scalps here and there. I've been really enjoying sizing into like cheap swings too. It's been kind of a vibe. Like how expensive was the play last week? Yesterday's was $50. What about the other one? We need to get more like those. $28, yeah. So we need to get more like that. But they have to be liquid. That's why I've been using that scanner on Thinkorswim. Still watching TXN for upside. I hesitated on swinging it yesterday. Currently on that CDO. It is above the gap down 50%. That's what this level is. That's actually a liquidity grab. Loss, retake. Loss, retake, higher, low. That's actually very bullish, I'm not gonna lie. Price action wise. Now, I don't know what all this is affecting right now though. Is semiconductors moving together today? Fuck no. Yeah, no, not at all. So you can't even rely on that. I don't know, it's not a bad look for the chart, but yeah, I'm not big on TXN like day trades or anything. I don't know. Oh, whoop, no, don't do that. I like the levels. I mainly swing trade this, I'll be honest with you. And I haven't done it in a while. But by end of day, I think even by end of day, if it's holding that, I don't like it. Because this long wick is kind of fucking with me here. Like, that's like telling me, like, yo, we tested it. We need to slow down. We need to breathe. That's what that bigger time frame tells me, at least. But I could be wrong. Again, I'm not trying to sit up here and be like, yo, I told you to do this. Like, listen, no. I mean, I'm going to be wrong, too. So if you have your own analysis, good for you. But that's just how it looks to me. Holy shit, Starbucks. What? Oh, God. I need an inhaler or something. Oh. We took profits on shorts this day. Can you believe it kept going? Bro, what? I would never have said 81s. Not in any day of my life would I said from here that we're going to 81s. And a swift move. I mean, this is pretty quick. I don't even want to know what those contracts did. That's one of those plays you just don't review. Oh. I really like shorting plays like that too. Like, I won't lie, when we were shorting beyond plays, it was pretty fun. I mean, we can't really do that anymore because it's a penny stock now, but when it was in like the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, it was pretty fun to short. It's like ENPH, except ENPH is kind of... Oh, they recovered a little. Well, you can see I was already planning, like, oh, if it goes above and breaks, well, I'm shorting this. Like, it's just really fun to short those. Boeing used to be that chart for me. But Boeing's a wild ride, I'll tell you what. That's a chart. That's a chart of charts, let me tell you. Where's UAL? Wasn't I looking at that? Yeah, we were. I liked it on this day, but then it pulled back up, and then I was like, it's probably got more upside in it. Ever since then, it hit 110, bounced back down. It's back to square one. That could be a really good short if it breaks this area, too. I know it already is one, but if it consolidates it all and then breaks, that's going to be a really big short. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff on watch. I won't lie. I've been locked in on the swing daily charts lately. What chart do we want on this left side, guys? Y'all let me know. I gotta leave SPY on the right. Down 9% in 9 days. Yeah, I genuinely do not want to know what my contracts did after we got out. Because I think we took pretty nice profits on that chart. And then it did that. So I can only assume that contract went over 1,000 per. If I just shot out a random number, that's what I would say. We had really good strikes, too, for that. But like I said, that wasn't my plan. But it is kind of crazy to look back and just see 9 red days in a row. Like, they were trying to gift us a lottery ticket. And we just had to be smart, didn't we? We just had to take profits in a logical way, didn't we? Of course we did. I think it would be hard to hold. No, it would have been impossible to hold that swing. I'm fucking with myself right now. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of crazy to see that. 9 days in a row. Like, yeah, I was bearish on it too, but I don't think I was that bearish on it. I would never have said 9 set. It's actually more if you count that one green in between, but yeah, it's insane. Oh, good though. I guess there's a positive way to look at that. You could say, well, Bueller, at least we were looking in the right direction. You're not wrong. And I don't know if anybody actually took this trade in chat or not. I really don't care. But I really hope people go and review the inside bar breakdown for McDonald's yesterday, because I posted that before market opened. And that's a very clean, logical way on how you should trade inside bars. And I was even biased. I only planned to go down. If it went up, I wasn't even going to trade it. I just really liked how it was set up with that recent lower high where there was a little bit of room to go touch it. That's exactly what it's done. Oh, we're on the other list. I was like, why is this list so long? That would be why. It's crazy because we're way up here, but then you open up Apple a little bit more. And there's still a pretty decent distance to their all-time highs. And it's funny because I ran these numbers again, and it is still buyer volatility. Like, buyer-favored volatility, I'll say. I hate when people say buyer volatility. It's like, what? Just pulled it out of your ass. But no, buyer-favored volatility, meaning the contracts and the prices of things aren't non-feasible. They are feasible to the price moving up. Honestly, I bet this is really easy to chart right now. I'm just going to do the supply-demand method. If anybody doesn't know, you could just watch my video on this. But I'm just going to go from the high to the open of that green candle to mark the all-time high supply. And then I see how we're like right here. I want to mark the other Eve right here. We have like one big Eve, comes back up. I got a second big Eve, comes back down. Kind of got one right there as well. One right there. It just makes it a little bit easier. Just do a quick, bigger time frame chart. Again, high to the open of the green candle. I might as well do this one. And I like to do the last green candle when I do the open, because it's kind of the last hold it had before it fell here as well. And then you zoom it on down to the 3-month daily, and you got yourself a good little range to look at. Oh, we actually got a couple to look at. So here's the all-time high. Here's that lower high of the all-time high, and then here's that second lower high of the all-time high. So we're above the third. Did a good job holding it, moving towards the second. So, and this is honestly what you should be expecting. A lot of the time you might get a little bit of excrement, I like to call it, a little bit of excess movement after it breaks above. But then a lot of the times, more than not, you do need to expect it to slow down, it to come down and hold, and then you need to be looking for a second closer one for an initial move up, and maybe you get that second later one before another move up. But either way, you're looking for higher lows each time around this area. Remember, like I said, not the first one, the second one. But not bad so far for the Apple chart if you're just basing it on that. I really like the options on this too. They're very affordable for a lot of accounts. AMD is a little bit pricey, but I also like AMD a lot. Intel, honestly, guys, you definitely should not be sleeping on Intel. Not a bad options, Jane. Clara, another green day in a row? Where's Fig at? Alright, we still got time on Fig. Actually, you know what? We need to delete this from this list. And add it to the best shit ever list. Oh, it already is. Never mind. Because that's where this needs to be. It needs to be with PayPal, Bull, and UPS. By the way, UPS is a crazy... I've been saying it for a while during all this, but even right here, I still like it as a discount buy. Lamb Weston, I like it under 54. So if you're late, just wait. Target, I'm honestly just waiting for any kind of low to be established on that chart. But yeah, Fig is the next Adobe, so make sure you guys are not missing out on Fig. People are going to be talking about that one for fucking months ahead of right now. I promise you. When that thing finally starts to get a good trend, everyone's going to be like, this is the next Adobe, this is the next Adobe. We've been saying it since right here, right now. Shout out to Sandollar. He put us on this. What's up, lag? You hate the consolidation. That's why you got to catch the Soundhound swing. That's my excuse now to you. Oil and energy looking bullish at the moment. I'll have to check those out. Any particular tickers you're looking at? Particular tickers? $660.19's rejecting, and they're not looking pretty, guys, for SPY. Some shorts can be taken under 660.20s here. Any pop over that, We'll see how this candle does, though. What's up, lag? What time did you get to bed last night? If you even went to bed last night. CVX is looking decent. I'll have to check that one out then. I won't lie. I do kind of like shorts under 660.20s. Oh, the right side chart. It's a very clear risk, too. If we're wrong, you could just cut it above that. See how it plays out. By the way, Alexis, thank you again for yesterday, dude. That was pretty fucking cool. I was really hyped about that. CVX. I think I did chart this with you last time, Alexis. I don't remember every little thing I drew, but I'm just going to go with it. Why did I ignore all these gaps? Why would I do that? I'm just curious. I might not even leave them up. Okay. It's actually pretty close to levels we already have, so maybe that's why. AutoZoom, where are you at? You know, you're not lying. They are definitely heating up. Because this isn't the first. If this was the first time, I'd be like, oh, they need to retest. But they might not need a retest. You got an inside bar breakout right here for the liquidity grab to go up. They came back down. I guess you could just take a quick little fib of the high to the low. Actually, what? Is this higher? That is higher by 1 whole cent. That is interesting. That is super, super interesting, Alexis. At the 50%, we get the most 50-50 candle. And then you get a bullish kicker above it. I think the only thing concerning me is we're not above that high. But I feel like we shouldn't care about that. I don't know. If you get a solid candle hold today, like a good close, no big wick down, I'd say this is not a bad candle. I would have hated this setup if it was the first time, but it's not. This is the second time they've done this. This might have already been the move short term, though. Maybe we need to see more consolidation here above the 50%. Either way, though, you're right, though. It is definitely heating up. And I'm glad you said that because I have not gone through many energy tickers lately. Maybe I should leave CVX and Exxon on these. The only energy ticker I really know is ET. Like, actually know. And yeah, you can see the same thing here on XOM. I almost promise, like, if this isn't the right way to draw this, but I want to copy that chart for CVX, and if we do the same thing, they're also holding their 50% of their drawdown. So they are. This is a good bullish candle moving away, already breaking out from that higher low hold. Not bad find. Not bad find. Those chains too aren't the worst. Excuse me. They have they're very liquid, so the chains aren't that bad. Oh, my bad, Nord. Isn't that a 3-bar play on CVX? Forgot the name. Let's see. Where are we looking? Like the last two candles, or what are you looking at? I won't lie to you. There's a lot of candlestick patterns here. You have a couple single soldiers right here, both of these. You have almost a dark cloud cover. You get the doji, which is, again, the most neutral candle in existence. And then you have a bullish kicker. There's a lot of candlestick patterns right here. The last three? No, that's not really a 3-bar play. I guess you could say, I think what he's looking at is this. Like, if it's holding the 50%, it's like a 4-bar play, which he's not wrong. But I don't know if I'd see it like that without drawing that. Not quite. The theory is there, though, Nard. You can do that with anything. Any, like, emerging candle up like that, and then, like, watching red candles after it. Like, watching that 50% is the literal example of watching a bull flag or a 3-bar play, 4-bar play. They're all the same thing. It just depends on what you're watching. But the 50% is why I like to draw that, because it's like the deciding factor. Like, no, it is this. No, it is that. I don't know if I'd call that a 3 or 4-bar play, though. But I guess if you're drawing it like that, you could. That's a tough one. You used to trade heavy USO back when I started trading, or back when you started trading. It was BAC. And oh, I do remember that. I do remember you trading BAC a lot. How is old BAC doing? Banks are eating fucking good right now. Jesus. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. The banks are eating good while the consumer struggles. Sheesh. She did what I thought. She just did it in the most ugly fashion ever. Inside bar breakout, too. To an outside bar. This is a crazy chart. SPY on the right, by the way, guys. We already are bearish under this area. You probably remain bearish under this area. Any retake of this can see a move into that other area here. So just making sure we're all updated on that. And of course, the more we stay under this, the more it looks like we're going to head down towards the next level / previous day low. So keep that in mind for SPY if you are someone who's paying attention to that chart. I am kind of just babbling and covering bigger time frame charts on the left now, but I wanted to make sure we're all at least somewhat updated on that. you guys ever have any questions or anything, feel free to throw them out. Feel free to throw them at me. Okay, let's zoom this a little bit because I can't see what the hell I'm looking at. Whoa. Whoa. What happened to this chart? That's rejecting the 50% of that big ass drop. That's interesting. GEHC already recovered, but we really watched a whole story on this chart. We drew this chart so early. It was from you, Alexis. We drew it like way back here. All this has happened since then. It's funny too because I flick through it like every day. TTD at that crazy low of 43. TSM still just impressing us. FU Starbucks. UAL doing the rejection we thought would happen, but not when we thought it would happen. We were about a week early on that one. Ooh, Chewy. Good job, Chewy. We like to see Chewy doing good. If you're not a Chewy enjoyer, what even are you? Dude, my shit's lagging. IWM dip buys could be looking pretty attractive here, guys. Not going to lie, over 237.20s. Yeah, right? I saw that on TTD as well. I was like, what the hell's going on here? I might need to look into why they fell like that, but I haven't really been paying attention to them. I signed up for auto ship from Chewy, and they wrote me a handwritten letter. Damn. They said, "Go the fuck away. Never step on our property again. I'm writing this to you in the handwritten letter because I want you to know it's personal. Get away from us." You still canceled the auto ship? That's crazy. Hey, at least you were honest. They didn't want your business anyway. They were literally looking at Dr. J and like, "You're not worth the print on this paper. I'll write this shit." It was more like welcome to family. I know, I'm trolling. That's pretty crazy, though. That's their profit margin. Everything is handwritten. That's where all the profits come from. I'm not gonna lie, I've always wanted to see or help make like a second like, you know, like The Big Short, how they like go to like the houses they're investigating and all that shit. It would be so funny to have something like that for something really stupid, like going to Chewy and figuring out they handwrite everything because they think it's, you know, because they want to save money. Like that would be the funniest, like, but stupidest thing to figure out on a big company like that. My fault. Wanted to pull over real quick. I have a stupid meeting at 11 a.m. Be right back, fellas. Be safe, Alexis. Hopefully I'll still be here, bro. Be safe, though. Have fun. I just rotate dog food companies. They all have 40% off first. What? Damn, so Dr. J's just playing the system. You grabbed a couple TTD? Nice, Matty Ice. Did you already finish that thing? That looked like a lot of work. Or are you taking a break? Yeah, I won't lie. When I saw TTD down there, I was like, what the F? Alright, I gotta check Discord because I've not been paying attention. Woots posted a pretty long-term XLP play. If anybody's interested in that, I was just reviewing the Discord to see if anything else was posted. I'd like to give my shout out to the guys in here. Ooh, Woots also being very cool, warning people about bad news on hymns. This is a ticker he's been updating. Very cool of him. Have a good day, everyone. Heading to work. See you tomorrow. See you, Spicy Pepper. I'm alone in Discord now. Do I end the Discord call? Guys, if you're in Lifetime chat, stop fucking around. There is insane posts in here. Stop sleeping on it. I should really be more egotistical when I promote the Lifetime. I should be like, "You're literally ignoring people who have years of experience." I don't want to do that, but it is pretty crazy how many people just like. I've had a lot of people just buy Lifetime and then like I never hear from them again. It's like they do it just to have it as like a thing in the back of their pocket. Like they could just pull it out whenever they want. I even had someone one time like pay me more than what the Lifetime was because he was just like one of those guys who just like. I guess he has like a lot of money or something, and he just was really nice. Just loves giving stuff out. But he did that. Ever since then, I've noticed that with so many people who get Lifetime, they get it, and then I just like you hear from some of them, like Nardle Baby's like definitely one of the regulars. But that's because Nardle Baby's cool. The naps are calling me. Don't go to sleep yet, you bum. At least conversate with me. Keep me awake or something. I mean, fuck, dude. What's your favorite Total War race? Like, anything, dude. I heard you say that in the AirPods, so I took a break. Oh, okay. I mean, you probably need it. What's the temperature like out there today? Up there in Michigan. Nard. He's like, funny you guys mentioned that. I got one of those coming up myself. Eli Lilly and UNH? Yes, sir. Anything for Optioneer. Okay, I'm going to restart my chart. Look at him fly. Why? Alright, I'm going to keep it basic first, Alexis, and then I'll move down to the smaller time frames. Just doing a monthly emergings real quick. Some motherfucking jokes, so we fuck around. Well, you're in luck. There's a resistance there. Dun, 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 dun. This is a big ass gap. And that's wrong. There we go. I think OHLC is drunk sometimes. Here we go. Alright, I am the only one in Discord. I'm ending that and allowing all of my resources to focus on OBS. Yo, y'all need to go check out Results and Review channel. If you guys know Woots and seen his many updates in my chat, you will also take this as a personal thing, but it's kind of nice what he did. $75, but I'm working under a crabapple tree tunnel, so plenty. Oh, dude, you're doing great then today. Maddie, you would have laughed so hard at me. I want you to understand my heat resistance. The other day, okay, so normally it's like hot as fuck, right? It's almost always like 95 here, like always, if not more. And then if the feels like hits, you know, that's a whole other conversation. Fuck humidity. But bro, I didn't realize my heat resistance till just the other day. So I've had years of being in the sun and like digging and stuff. Like we all know this. Well, most of us know this. But I shit you not. The other day, I was like talking to my mom. I was like, "It is so cool out here. This is really nice." I was like, "Mom, what's the temperature?" She pulls out her phone. She goes, "It's 85 degrees out here." I was like, "What?" I was sitting there talking about how cool it was outside. And it was 85. I was like, "Damn." Like maybe it was the humidity that wasn't that bad or something, but it was just like that broke my brain. I was sitting there bragging about how 85 felt good. That's when I knew I was truly cooked. And I don't even want to talk about the attics that I've been in. I've been in an attic of 162 degrees. That temperature is literally killing you. Like your life is slowly draining away past like 140 degrees. Those attics were no fucking joke. Like it literally feels like a hot air blow dryer being blown onto your skin. By the way, the shorts idea for Spy is working out pretty well right now if anybody was paying attention to that. You work from 4 to 2:30, those naps come in handy. Okay, fair enough. 4 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. or 4 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. Either one of those is crazy. Damn, Nard puts in the work. Bro, think about that. Literally, any way you go from that 4 to 2:30 is crazy. 4 p.m. to 2:30 a.m.? Okay, yeah, you probably do deserve the nap. Wait, what do you do, Nard? I probably asked you before. And if you don't want to share, please don't. If you, like, kill people for a living, please don't share that in here. That'd be a weird time to have. I only kill people between 4 and 2:30 a.m. Come to Arizona during peak summer? No, I'm good. I know people from Arizona, and they sound just as depressed as me when we have... Like, people are talking about winter and fall and all this shit. Brother in Christ, it's still summer here. Someone was like, when's your winter? I was like, I don't know, maybe January? Start of January, beginning of January, middle of January, part of February, and then that's it. Like, we don't have winter in December here. And I know it's the same for Arizona. Like, it's just hot as fuck all the time. Arizona's really dry, too, like Texas could be sometimes. But sometimes that humidity is bad. That's truly what kills a man. Wow, in 85 I melt. Dude, that's why I was so impressed. I was like, what? I was like, I think this feels good. I had to sit there and question myself. I'm fucked when a day's like 70 degrees, dude. I'm probably going to be cold. You park 18-wheelers? So I do all the... Oh, wow. You do the shit that 99% of us can't do. Bro, I know people who can't even park a fucking vehicle, and you're over here parking 18-wheelers. That's wild. We need to get a video of Nard on a montage, just posting mad 18-wheelers backwards and shit. All the trick backing. Yeah, that's crazy. Nard's the guy out of the friend group that like everybody asks for them to back their like vehicle in when they have a trailer hitched. Nard's the guy that has to back the vehicle up for his friend group. I almost promise. I'm opposite. By end of winter, I'm in short sleeve in the 50s. It's weird. I won't lie. I can wear shorts through any weather, but I have to wear a long sleeve shirt if it's cold. For some reason, if my arms get cold, I get cold. But my legs are like numb. They just don't exist. How many times you curbed a trailer learning? You do the look ma no hands sometimes. That's like, yeah. I was about to say that too. That's actually kind of an amazing skill because I know a lot of people who just suck at that. I mean, I probably suck at it too. Like backing big things up like that or parking big things like that. Like people just fold. I hope you make good money, man. That's actually kind of a pretty cool job. And it gives him the time to be in here and fuck with us and stream. Pretty cool. Wait, so that means when you join my streams, you've only actually slept like a few hours then? Because I doubt you just get off work and go straight to sleep. I don't know anybody who does that. It took about 6 months to get it down basic after 5 years it's memory. Oh yeah, I bet you're a legend at it now. Did anybody catch any shorts on that spy move? I was just looking to see if anybody got anything nice or not. It was a decent move at first. It's already slowing down, and it has not broken previous day low yet. But I would like to remind everybody the bearish trend is still intact for the intraday time frame. That means today, from today's open, which is a really big part of our strategy. You get off work and go to sleep after 30 to 45 minutes? Damn. So you don't even have the craziest amount of sleep when you're in the streams then. What a man. You did? Nice, Carter. Bro, Carter is the fucking most reliable son of a gun in here. He feels it, man. He feels it when I feel it. I'm telling you. Let me look at UNH real quick. Oh, wait. Let me finish Eli Lilly. I didn't even give Alexis an answer. So that's a pretty big directional level, I'll be honest. And so is this one. I'd have to see by end of day, Alexis, but I guess it does look good for the short you're looking at if we're not under or if we're not above this level. But I do see what you're looking at. Also, is that touching this? Okay. I was just trying to see where they went down to today or yesterday. Yeah, I don't know. That one might still be setting up, to be honest. I'm not as in tune with XLV as you are, though XLV looks like crap. Let's look at UNH. I would stay away from UNH, honestly. I would focus on like your other healthcare tickers for downside plays. I don't know. I think UNH is a scary one to touch. That's just me. There's my man, Robert Taylor. You get 5 to 6 hours? Okay, it's not the worst. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Check y'all out in the Discord. You too, Nard. Have a great day, man. 10. What's up, Rob? I made sure to spam tag Rob yesterday on the trade floor. Sorry, I was reading your message again. Oh, what the hell? Is this about to be, what was the ticker you just did this on? TSM? Is this about to be TSM Part 2? You would like it to be? Yeah, I'll be honest. I was at first look at it, it's like but then you start to understand like okay, but it did actually go down and perfectly hold this. So like in theory, this should break the next resistance up. In theory, that doesn't look bad. But yeah, it does kind of feel like TSM Part 2. I think I also really like this ugly ass price action because it kind of adds to that curl up a little bit. Like there's probably a lot of liquidity that helped this candle, for instance. And it's kind of probably just relying on this. And it is, I was going to say, it looks like it was, but it is definitely holding the 50% of that. So there's a lot of probability saying it goes up towards this. And maybe you could leave that marked and use those as targets. Interesting find, though. I will add it. I will add it, good friend. Your notes are always well kept in here. Honestly, you guys are filling up my watch list, but there's a lot of really cool tickers on here now. We got Oklo from our Sand Dollar. Watching it into close for sure. Bet. I will try my best to watch it with you. I'll be honest, I don't think I'm swing trading anything today. But I'm not going to lie, that's honestly probably the more attractive ones I've seen today. I'm also just glad that someone else is looking at things exactly how I look at things for swings short term because it makes it a lot more fun. Like AMD, for instance, I'm not really using the EMAs as like a strat. This one I'm more or less just like it's squeezing. You know, I kind of alluded to it yesterday, but kind of thinking today we're probably just going to stick inside of this one, and we'll probably be stuck between like here and here, or here and here for a while. But I really like that for AMD because that means we're going to have some really big days soon, which is good. So even if the EMAs point out nothing to us, they still sometimes point out something. Even if it's something as small as, oh, well, you got to wait. Well, boo-hoo. Gives us a future opportunity. I hate to say it, but Robinhood's also doing that thing. I'm pretty bullish Robinhood as much as I hate it. I can't stand Robinhood. But they are stupidly bullish. Bias and being realistic are two different things. Whoa. What the hell was that chart? All this price action sitting here. Oh, it's Mara. I'm not as excited now. That's a pretty crazy looking amount of price action, though. I mean, it looks like a big ass barcode. And now we're just breaking up. Like, that kind of has the energy to make it up higher. Just based on that alone. MSTR is still doing that curling, too. So I'm really confused about this one, but I'm not going to be shocked when it has a big day up or down soon. It looks like it's rejecting resistance, but the curl looks bullish. So that's why it's a little 50-50 for me. You know what? Let's just do this. Like, quit zooming in. Did you see the one that works for me today, Rob? Where is it at? I'm blind. It's right there. Now, this is a little... I kind of jumped the gun on it, but, I mean, look at that candle, though. And it's the second rejection, so... In theory, it felt right. But I took profit towards the 21. And so did Carter. You just decided to open your computer. So that was one we did. Starbucks has still been the most successful one I've had recently, if you don't count AMD. And it was just straight up using the EMA rejection. I just like that it went up to both of them and rejected both of them in 2 different days. That was pretty impressive. But yeah, it's been very helpful. And even when you guys send me some like TEM and I don't even, let's say I don't trade it, like it's still been fun to find other examples and try to make them work. Micromanage them. I think that's the part I like is the micromanaging. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of what I've been looking at. Shout out to Robert Taylor. Why did I put that on Spy? We're already looking at Spy. Excuse me. Thank you, Rob. Thank you. But yeah, I appreciate anybody who does that too. I really like when Nox does it. You'll see posts from him. But username does some. I just really like those posts that have like theoretical behind it, where it's like it should do this based on this, and that kind of thing. Therefore, it's not just blind confidence. It's confidence that has a little bit of like something to feed off of. By the way, guys, thanks again for over 20 likes on today's stream. That is kind of my daily goal each stream, so I do appreciate that. Real. And yeah, make sure to check out Woot's post in the resultant review, guys. Go drop a fire emoji on that. Very, very cool of him to get that far in his account. Too many positions. Jesus, lag. I just saw the thing you sent in there. That's pretty funny. That cat is demonic looking. Dude, what is this song I just got linked? This shit is tough. Wu-Tang, Redman, Method Man, Raekwon, Ghostface, Inspected Deck, The Emperor's Curse. What is this song? I gotta start this over. That didn't even feel real. Excuse me. Who all in here has Bull for their long term? There's an item in a skins market that went from $470 to $60 in 24 hours. The China pump is real. You have a few shares? You got a handful of shares? Same. Nice, nice. I was just seeing who had some and who didn't. I just can't wait to one day wake up and then we're all just like, oh my god! Guys, did you see Bull? Guys, everybody check Bull! I'm just waiting to have that day happen. I'm not crying, you're crying. I really hope we can get some more swing plays too. I know Carter's eating them up, but I want some more people to start eating them up too. I want to keep following that trend too of like trying not to find the most craziest plays, don't cost the craziest amount. Like this last play, if you would have bought, let's say 10, which is probably bad math, but 10 is just an easy number. 10, that's $500. We made 34% at the bad sell. You could have made a little bit more with Carter's sell. That's pretty freaking good. $170 waking up the next day. Pretty chill. And not bad risk considering the stop. Honestly, I really like our stop losses for these past cheap plays too. I've made sure they're either a CDO or a PDO kind of level, or a 50% level, just to make sure it's like a dead set, you know, okay, that makes sense why that's my stop loss. So I'm also trying to find plays that have like good levels around them to where we can manage them well. Like, so even if like I'm already out of the play and someone's still trying to do their damage, like it still makes a lot of sense, you know? But I hope we can find more plays like that. I won't lie, I'm really glad we made that scanner on stream. I should probably go cut that and make that like a members only thing, but that was really fun to make. And then it pops me out a list, and then I save it as a watch list, and then I go through them all. And I try to find, and these are all liquid, good open interest, good volume, all that good shit. All part of the S&P to some extent, I think. Yeah, S&P. And then we made the other one for inside bars, but that one didn't take long. I didn't even need ChatGPT for that one. Woot said he bought some leaps for Visa. Bottom of Bollinger Band by the dip. I won't even look at it then. He already posted his chart. Let's see. So Woots, the guy who's kind of been on fire, says he likes Visa for short-term dip buys. Anybody looking in the trade floor? Why can't I go to the price level tool? There we are. SPY not doing a heck of a lot, I'll be honest with you guys. Honestly, after this initial move, not a lot's happened yet. I would like to say, we did bring up this looks good for shorts around this candle. We really only moved one more leg down after that, not anything to write home about. But we are still under that area. So I think directionally you're still definitely a lot more bearish than bullish, but it's not really pretty for either of them. A lot of consolidation here, but the trend is still intact for bears slightly. For intraday. Intraday meaning today. How's everybody in stream? Vibe check. It is about 10:30. We're getting close to the end of the first part of the day. What is this song? Oh. What's something I could start posting in the premium trade floor? Or is what I'm doing now fine? I just feel like it's not enough. I do like to save all the trading videos in there because it's just so much easier. I feel like there's something I could be doing in there. No trades from you? Hey, not a bad deal then. I wouldn't say today was the best out of this week so far. I mean, it is only Tuesday. I don't think tomorrow's going to be much better for, like, actual trading. I think it'll be really fun to watch tomorrow, though. But if you guys happen to take any, like, riskier plays tomorrow, definitely keep your wits about you. New high day on Amazon. Took a mini break this Took a mini break this week. I read 2 words at once. FOMC news weeks tend to be the worst for my account. Hey, that's smart then. If you've noticed, hey, I either struggle or I just have a difficult time or I don't know, I just get unlucky, whatever it is around these times, like, and you notice that. Good job on you for just stepping back. I think it's harder to make that decision than people think. It's so easy to take trades. It's not easy to stop yourself. So good shit, Nomley. Back with the gang. What's up, Alexis? I low-key missed you, man. What's up, though, Nomley? Good to see your name. And just a reminder for everybody in my streams, I know some of you are a lot more active on my streams than you are in the Discord, which is okay. I'm not saying you have to do one or the other. But make sure you guys are taking advantage of everything you have. The Levels channel's honestly been kind of popping off between me and D-Touch. Trade floor is kind of nice just to kind of interact with everybody. Post charts for the, of course, obvious. Premium for the obvious, of course, too. There's a bunch of extra charts in there. And if you do have access to the full chat, you really do need to be paying attention to this channel here. There's some really cool posts in there right now. By some really awesome guys in the chat. Username Noxta. A few by me, of course. Yeah, just reminding everybody to take advantage of that. Especially when the market is expecting news, so easy to be stuck in the... Oh, it is, 100%. The calm before the storm is sometimes way worse than the storm. Because, you know, at least the storm, it's like, oh, it's violent. You know, I'm missing out or I should just stop myself. But when it's the calm before, it's really hard to, like, stop yourself from jumping onto every little play you see, you know? That's why I'm giving you such props. Because I hate when people are like, well, that's easy. Like, no, it really isn't. It's actually harder to not trade than it is to just jump into a trade. Any person with any number of fingers can jump into a trade. Shit, you could have no fingers and be able to jump into a trade. It's just like, I don't know. It's hard to have the discipline though to make a logical choice on why you should or shouldn't be trading. By the way, guys, just to remind everybody, the bearish trend is still intact for the intraday. I like to point that out. We are still under our 660 20s here. So bears are still in control, even with this consolidation. And remember, when I say intraday, I really mean it. I mean from today's open to this current moment. I don't mean 3 weeks from now we're bearish. I mean right here, right now, we are currently more bearish than we are bullish for your SPY chart. Sticky fingers. There's my Intel update by Alst. Oh, and Garden Trader. I was asleep at the wheel. I didn't even see you posted this. Watching the double inside bar on the daily for the breakout today. I'm so glad. I saw Dr. J notice it. I was looking at it as well. I see Garden Trader posting it as well. Very happy to see that. Yeah, the double inside bar on IWM is honestly a gem. Between that and Coin, I was so hung up on like, wow, which other chart should I watch? And then I didn't even watch either of them today. But yeah, I'm honestly very excited about IWM's like future trading. Also, very cool post by Alice on Intel. I was waiting for this Intel update because if he didn't, I was gonna do it. I was gonna say Intel's still looking good. Also, good update by D-Touch. Regardless of being up or down in a trade, he still gives good, reasonable updates on whatever he's looking at. Microsoft is what he's looking at right now, but he's always done a good job of doing that. Does Drake have a coin out like Yeezy? I'm not the person to ask. I have no idea. Nikki Leaks confirmed a 25 BP rate cut. I mean, that is what it's most likely going to be. I think it was like 96% probability that it was going to be 25. I think it's like 4% that it would be 50. But I'm that's pretty funny that it's getting leaked. I really do expect pullbacks after it gets reported. I'm not even bullshitting you. I don't think it's going to be a big pullback, but I think you do get some pullbacks. Eli Lilly just invested $5 billion in a manufacturing facility in Virginia, so that trigger to the downside was just a liquidity grab. Damn. Good thing I didn't enter on that right away. LOL. Still, that's a crazy investment by them. Does Drake actually have a crypto coin? I think that would piss me off. I'm getting annoyed with how many people have a crypto coin now. They're kind of defeating the purpose of cryptocurrency. Good looks though, Rob. Thanks for sharing that. Look for OVO or OVU. Oh god, I'm scared now. It is a real coin, but let me see if this is actually his. That's a pretty cool coin name, I won't lie. This says no, Drake does not own the OVO crypto coin, but he is associated with the crypto coin called Drizzy, $Drizzy, which is the OVO brand and owl logo to represent his global empire and fuels it on-chain activities. He is the co-founder. Yeah, we already know this shit. The OVO crypto coin is an existing cryptocurrency project that uses the OVO brand to integrate AR NFTs and other services into a broader blockchain ecosystem. They can't even make their own shit make sense. Drake's connection to crypto. While he's not directly involved with the OVO crypto coin, the existence of a crypto coin in Drizzy has been announced. Okay, so that's the coin you're looking for. $Drizzy. He's so fucking original, isn't he? $Drizzy is apparently the cryptocurrency coin he is related to. And that is... Apparently it's coming out October 24th. That date might be wrong, though. You could go and double confirm that for me. $Drizzy. Have a good day. I'm out of here. Yeah, it's probably a good sign when we're talking about Drizzy crypto coins. Have a great day, Robert. And I'll miss you, man. I will miss you dearly. You see any tickers? Let me know. Warming up with the EMAs. If not, totally cool. I don't even blame you, considering what we have tomorrow. Yeah, Victor, let me know about that. That's pretty crazy that that's a real thing. Alexis. The pal. All on his own, too. So funny. We should get some, like, screaming kids as, like, other emotes. And then have them... And then you have pal. And then he walks and he goes, just close the fucking door. Just close the fucking door. That clip will never not be funny to me. I even made that one little montage of clips like that for my channel because I genuinely was like, these are my favorite clips. Funny moments by CEOs, analysts, and the Fed. We should do a part 2. We need to come up with a list. Actually, I already have an idea for the first clip. I need to write this down. Where's the note app? The first clip for Funny BS Part 2. We need to include the Jack Ma clip. Jack Ma versus Elon clip. That needs to be in that. Oh, you're talking about UPST or whatever? No, that is genuinely the funniest part of that. That's Leland's favorite clip, too. They're like talking, but what does it do? Pauses for way too long. Internet connection. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Here, fuck it. We'll just rewatch it. I haven't seen it in a while. 10 months ago. As soon as I saw this, I was like, bro, we gotta do the Jack Ma clip. Like, why did I not put that in this one? Hold up. I gotta figure out how to make y'all hear this, too. Y'all let me know if you can hear this or not.
Who are you inspired by? Everyone in this room is inspired by you. Who are you inspired by?
Well, Kanye West, obviously. So,
Kanye
well,
West.
Upstart's up about 25% just in 4 days. That's a good-looking name. Very powerful, very strong earnings. These stocks are
What do they
acting
do?
really
I don't even
well.
know them. What do they do?
Excuse me?
What does Upstart do?
Well, I'm sorry.
What kind of company is it?
Yeah, I'm not. You're breaking up.
Some of the president's-elect's
I'm sorry,
advisors
dude.
have suggested
We
that
gotta
you-
Excuse me?
What is up?
we gotta micromanage that for a
A
second.
name, very powerful, very strong earnings. These stocks are
What do they
acting
do?
really
I don't even
well.
know them. What do they do?
Watch his eyes, right? Watch his eyes.
Excuse me?
What does
Like you were literally watching someone break down in real time.
Upstart do?
Now he's looking down. Where are my notes? What fuck? What does this company do?
Well,
Shit's looking at
I'm-
notes. Oh,
I'm sorry.
What kind of
and cancel plan. I
Company
can't
is
hear
it?
you. Connection lost.
Yeah, I'm not. You're breaking up.
Like this dude's
some of the
eyes said everything.
president's-elect's advisors have suggested that you should resign. If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
Can you follow up on do you think that legally you're not required to leave?
No.
Biden's not kicking him.
You are
Trump's
a
not kicking
disaster.
him.
You are an embarrassment to your parents. With this being said, we are going to use money to reward the long-term shareholders. So if the stock continues to go down based on these kids that play with computers and somebody else's money, we are going to buy back stock. We're going to screw these guys so badly that I don't believe that they will be able to only resign. They will have to commit suicide. So we are going to screw these guys so badly that it will be fun to watch. That will be my first priority, other than the two top priorities of finishing HBI and paying down debt. You are messing with the wrong guy.
Messing with the wrong guy. He calls them kids playing with their numbers and computers, referring to the analyst community, presumably in general.
GDP growth in the third quarter was quite strong, but like most forecasters, we expect growth to moderate in coming quarters. Of course.
Brown Powell, by refusing to treat climate change like a systemic
Okay,
risk,
thank you.
You are putting us at
Thank you very much.
economic disaster.
Thank you very much.
Climate change
Yep.
will threaten
Thank you. Just close the fucking door. Close the door.
Do you believe that the president has the power to fire or demote you, and has the Fed determined
I put
the
this in there
legality
twice.
of a president demoting at will any of the other governors with leadership positions?
Not permitted under the law.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh no, it's a different clip.
Steve Ballmer!
Okay, most of us are too young to remember this. Some of you probably aren't, but this guy was pretty based. This actually happened. Dude. This guy's energy is on another level. That guy is based. He said, I don't care about Steve Jobs. I'm Microsoft. That guy's funny. That guy's energy must have been fucking all-time highs. Very cool. He's the owner of the Clippers? No way. Actually, that shouldn't surprise me. He's like one of the richest people in the world right now. Let's see where he is on the list. If I had to guess, I'd say top 20. I don't know if I don't think he's outside of the top 20. $154 billion USD. Holy fuck. Making him the 8th richest person in the world. He's top 10. Forbes ranked him as the 9th richest person with a net worth of $118 billion. Okay, well, they're tripping. The owner of the Los Angeles Lakers. Yep, you know game. You know game. You know ball. Yeah, Steve Ballmer is like a vibe. Very, very cool. I don't know if he's cool like outside of that. But I would just assume he's a pretty, like, funny rich guy. Like, for a billionaire, he's probably pretty chill. But yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, we need that energy at all times. Like, I wish I could do that. It's funny too, cause like I promise you, like nowadays kids will look at that and be like, "Oh, that's so cringe," and so like, bro, you have no idea the hype in that room. That was like before Microsoft's giant jump, dude. Very, very cool. But yeah, we should make a part 2 to that. The only one I have written down right now is Jack Ma versus Elon. Which, if you guys haven't seen those clips, those are fucking hilarious. I could watch that for hours. I wish there was hours of it. But it's so funny because, like, it literally, like, I'm not joking. It looks like Jack Ma. How do I put this? Like, Jack Ma is on, like, another planet, right? And then Elon's here on Earth with you and me. Like, just genuinely trying to make something out of this make sense. And he's trying his hardest. Like, you could see it in Elon. He's trying to be, like, super polite and nice. But he just can't get across to Jack Ma. So it's later on in the interviews, it's pretty funny. He gets a little bit more direct, but he's still super polite. And he's like, no, that's not possible. Like, he just starts saying stuff like that because it's just like, Jack, you were on drugs, dude. Like, Jack Ma is so funny. Not in like a mean way. Like, it was genuinely funny. I don't think he's the smartest CEO of a large company, but he's pretty fucking funny. But yeah, if y'all think any other like funny parts that we could add to that, I would love to make a second video to that. Those were just the ones that we personally found to be our favorites from our chat. That was like some of my favorites. One of them was one that Leland had found, and then we found the Steve Ballmer clip, and we were like, no way, this has got to go in there. Oh, there's probably some good Bill Gates clips. The one at the top of my head is the one where he's like, "Do you want to see if I can jump over the chair?" or something like that. Like, this is like young Bill Gates. Actually, I might have to Google this first. Oh my god. Okay, this is definitely going in there. The way she's asking this question is too fucking good.
Is it true that you can leap over a chair from a standing position?
It depends on the size of the chair. I'll cheat a little bit.
Yes!
Is it true that you can jump over a chair while standing? What the fuck? What the fuck are we talking about?
Chair.
In 1994, bro. She looks so serious, too.
Is it true that you can leap over a chair from a standing position?
It depends on the size of the chair.
She's like, no way, I've never seen anybody do that. Jumping over a chair, that's uncalled for. Yeah, Bill Gates got some pretty good clips. There's another one, too, where he's got this interview and they're talking about... Oh, hold up, I just thought of it. No, I want clips, man. This is gonna piss some of y'all off. Like, not joking, this is gonna piss you off. How, like, detached from the rest of the world and the rest of us he is.
Test your knowledge of some everyday items that you get at the supermarket. When's the last time that you have been at a supermarket?
Long time ago.
Okay. All right. This will be interesting. All right. If you can guess 3 out of the 5 products within $1 of each one.
Okay, guys. I will give you a second to throw some random numbers in your head. Right? There's like some rice and chicken or something right here. Tide. I don't really know what the hell that is. Pizza rolls, and then like a TGI Fridays warm-up meal, right? So get some numbers in your head real quick. Right? And think back in time, right? This is 7 years ago. So prices were still a little bit, you know, not fucked yet, right? So whatever number you think today, minus like a couple bucks. Take that into account.
Okay. If you get all of them, we'll pay off your children's student loans.
No danger there.
Yeah. All right, which is going to be our prize model. And here we go. There is Rice-A-Roni right there. The San Francisco treat, of course. How much do you think Rice-A-Roni would be within $1?
$5.
Okay, let's.
The audience didn't like that.
Okay, so at the time, you guys need to remember this is before all the inflation crap. All these numbers he's about to throw out are like way fucking higher than the price of the item he's looking at. You are going to flip a brick when you see what he says about pizza rolls.
Oh, it's $1.
It's $1.
Look, what a bargain.
I'll take 5.
I know. All right. Ooh,
Okay.
Tide Pods. You've been hearing a lot about those lately. What do you think?
$4.
This might be the closest guess.
They want me to go higher.
Yeah.
Let's go with 10. $10.
He's just throwing out random numbers. He has no idea what he's saying.
$19.97. It's expensive to do laundry.
I'll take a half.
It's
like a half.
Very costly. Okay, now very important.
This is my best chance.
Really?
This one, yeah.
Because you floss?
Dental floss.
Yeah. I floss as well. It's very important to keep your gums in good health. All right, that's floss. How much would you say that floss is?
I would say $4.
Look at you. $3.78. That's one. All right.
And now to the pizza rolls.
You need to get both of these within $1 so that they get something. If not, you get to run to your car. Totino's Pizza Rolls. 1 bag of Totina Pizza Rolls.
Okay, first off, this is a little kind of fucked up. That's 120 pizza rolls. My brother in Christ, I don't even buy those.
Totina's. Have some tonight. Hot. From the oven.
I'll go with 22.
22. $22.
Oh, no. 15.
Lower.
Bro, they're throwing out single-digit numbers.
$8. $8.99. That's 2 in a row. Spinach and artichoke dip. It's 8 ounces. 8 ounces.
It's branded. You know, you guys think less than $10?
Yes. Yes, we do. Yes, we think it is.
Dude, that was the most
Yes, we
rich shit ever. Like that glance.
do. Yes, we think it is
Wow.
less.
Like
This
7?
company's
said
not
what?
charging 10?
He's saying 5. Somebody's 5 or 6. I would go with the maybe lower than 5.
Wow. Okay, we'll go with 4.
Yeah, go with 4. Yeah.
Dude. They deadass helped this man on like 4 of the 5 items. Because they were like, oh my god, he's so out of touch. What is this? This is a pretty base comment. What pisses you off more? Him not being able to guess the prices? Or the fact that some of these prices are actually realistic nowadays? Like, him saying $20 for pizza rolls actually probably isn't that far off nowadays. When a billionaire thinks 19 to 20 for Tide Pods is expensive, you know they gotta lower it. Plot twist, when he said, I will take half, he actually meant the company. A long time ago, what did you buy? This supermarket? Well, to be fair, 450 million is nothing compared to an actual billionaire. So, yeah. Bill Gates didn't know the price of grocery items, but he knew the price of a grocery store. Bro, no one's mad about the pizza roll thing. I'm surprised. You're closer to having $1 million than Bill Gates is. That's a really crazy way to look at that. But yeah, that's a pretty funny clip. There's a couple Bill Gates clips that are pretty, like, timeless. Yeah, like I like Bill Gates' humor there though, because he's genuinely like, oh God, I'm like so out of touch. Like you could see it in his eyes. He's like, fuck. He's like looking in the stands every time he threw a number out. He's like, oh fuck, they're saying lower, lower. That's pretty funny. SPY did make a new low of day and very quickly already bounced back up. Didn't really go far though. But yeah, those are the funny clips I could remember. If you guys can remember one, let me know. I'll pull it up. But that was probably the better ones that I could remember off the top of my dome. I'm pretty sure there's a pretty funny Steve Jobs one, too. So is everything just chilling until tomorrow tech? Oh, I didn't even look at tech today. Good looks. Oh, yeah, they kind of do need to chill out anyway, though. Yesterday's candle was a big sign of that, too, that leg on top. But this isn't a horrible pullback. This is actually, I'd say, a calculated pullback. They're still holding the open of that candle. Almost halfway of that candle. But yeah, to answer your question, though, TLDR, yes. A lot of people are probably just chilling. A lot of the charts might get some. I could see us ranging and then maybe end of day, last 2 hours of the day, having some movement. Maybe even part of lunchtime. But I would say a majority of the market is just waiting for tomorrow. Which I've been warning everybody in my group, you know, yesterday and today were your 2 days to trade. Tomorrow's going to be a day where you want to just kind of like get a grip of things. And if you try to catch some scalps, cool, but definitely want to get our grip on the market. Dude, huge dub. Guys, Devontae got a 23% scalp on those puts while I was watching funny videos. Dude, this is actually a very clean trade review, Devontae. Make sure you guys go check that out. Moving the market. Modest retreat from fresh record highs as market awaits Fed meeting developments. Yes, solid retail sales and the non-fuel import prices increase in August will temper calls for a 50 basis point cut. Okay, so because of that data coming out, they're saying, no, we do need to do a quarter point. Thank you guys, by the way. 24 likes. Seriously, thank you. I know we've just been kind of chilling and messing around towards the end of this, but still trying to make the best with what we got. Yeah, Tesla's probably going to finish as an IB today. You're good hitting with B. That's a good question. I have answered it a few times, but I'm happy to say it again. Personally, I think we will get some short-term pullbacks from what is good news technically. But I only believe that because it's been so expected. And that's why I think today might have taken a part of that hit before tomorrow, right? If we had just pumped today, I think I'd even increase my chances on us dumping tomorrow after the news comes out. But because of this little bit of a hit in the market today, I think this is actually setting us up to give us a more 50-50 tomorrow compared to what I was thinking before where I was dead set on, yeah, we're definitely going to pull back. This actually kind of sets us up in a weird spot. Personally, I'm still in the belief that we will pull back from good news tomorrow. Because, don't get me wrong, any interest rate cut is good news. But I believe because it is so expected, you will see some short-term pullbacks. But I also wouldn't be shocked if we had a higher open into a pullback. Kind of like today, actually. But you could see, like, even with this pullback, we really didn't lose anything. We're still holding previous day low. And I guess I could throw this second chart up on the left for the daily. Bump, 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 bump. Oh. Yeah, you can see we're literally just sitting on a target. We went above it and we're sitting on it today. And then kind of lines up with our PDL. So if we do take a dip down, I would like to see us hit the 50% of this gap. So the close of here to here. So it's probably like right here somewhere near that high. So that would be the first like target down if we see that. And then below that, you have the low of this day. That is not what I was trying to draw. Low of that day. 50% of this big green candle, about right there somewhere. So you have a couple of really well spaced out levels if we go down. And if we go up, we're just going to honestly be watching over the combination of that high and this day's close. So like this highlighted really. For moves back up. And we have other targets for that on the other chart. But that's kind of my thinking on that. But overall, that is my personal opinion. I do believe we will see some struggle with good news coming out tomorrow. But only because it's expected. I wouldn't say it's because of any other existential reason. Good question, though. That's a great question. Personally, I think a lot of us should just kind of play light tomorrow, if at all. I know people don't like to hear me say that because it's a fucking super boring answer. But it's the truth. I genuinely just think staying out of the way will be a great idea. There probably will be some good scalps tomorrow, though, because of the amount of movement. But it just might not be the most reliable single directional movement that everyone's looking for. But I am keeping that in the back of my mind. I am kind of looking for pullbacks here. But I've been talking about this too. It's not like I'm saying it just because of this news either. Like we have a 50-50 candle here, gapped up small body candle, gapped up small body candle with legs. This kind of broke it up. It really didn't change anything. Another gapped up small body candle, gapped up small body candle, gapped up. Not that small of a candle, but it didn't go anywhere, right? We just have a bunch of very indecisive candles. So it feels overbought even without us having news tomorrow. But I could be wrong. Could get a gap up on the news and we make it up to 666 tomorrow. I'm not trying to like completely wipe that out of the realm of possibility, but definitely weighing odds on the pullback. But that's my personal opinion. Feel free to have a different one. You're going to wait for this new 1 hour candle to see if there's any buyers on SPY. Okay, bet. That's probably a good idea, zooming up to a bigger time frame right now. I don't even have the hourly on here. Jesus, the 15-minute looks horrendous. Get me off this. Oh my god, dude, the 30 looks bad too. When I say that, by the way, I'm saying bad. I see small body candles with long legs. That means it's very indecisive trading. And yeah, no swings today. Though there are a bunch of posts in the chat by other members for trades. But yeah, no swings for me today. And shout out to anybody who's been catching those swings with me last week and this week. Hopefully we can continue the streak. 1 second. I'll be right back. Are we wanting to stream longer today or no? I'll let y'all answer that, but I'll be right back. All right, guys, I am back. I am back. And I am back. And where the hell are my earbuds? Who's all still in here rocking with me? I know some people stepped out. I don't even blame you. Me too. I would rather cut today short. The rest of the week should be more exciting. Yeah, it should be. Even if tomorrow isn't like the greatest single directional day or whatever, or like able to trade it kind of day, I do believe Thursday and Friday should be pretty solid. Can you imagine a bubble pop like an actual bear market a year from now? I can imagine it. I don't really want to. Seems too avoidable on large institutions and WAGO and higher. It really depends. Because when people say bear market, it's really just bringing out like the whenever I start to see people say bear market, it's always after like we have like 3 red days. Like, and any of them are like this. I almost promise if you go back to even just this, there are probably people who are like, oh my god, bro, this could be the start of a bear market. Like, people see red candles in a row and they just get super fucking scared of everything. It's just emotions. It's fear. You got to remember, when stock prices go down, a lot of the time, not going to say every time, but a lot of the time, it could be made from anything, but a lot of the time it's drawing from fear. And where those dip buys come in are the opportunity of not being afraid of everything, right? If you see a dip go down to a pretty noticeable, support that you're definitely aware of, and it's like a long-term pick you're looking at, like, more times than not, you probably are better off buying that dip. The market has been in a forever uptrend. That's not going to change. But yes, we do get our fair share of bear markets here and there, but I don't really even like to talk about it because I think too many people use that term so loosely. It's like a special term to me, I really only bring it up when you need to bring it up, But too many people just easily throw around the term bear market anytime we have any number of red days in a row. Like, it's just incredible to me. And that's the kind of fear you need to be feeding off of. Reminding yourself of the larger time frames. We're in an uptrend. Dips will be bought. And people like to use COVID as an example, but that was a very special instance. Like, that was an actual bear market. But it was very quick. Like, people think bear markets take forever. It really didn't last that long. It was bought up instantly because the mass amount of fear. Sorry, I'm trying to drink water. I'm fucking dying over here. Excuse me. Sorry. Fuck. Seems like I could see Tesla trading lower, Nvidia, Apple in a year. Wait, what? Seems like I could see Tesla trading lower, Nvidia, Apple in a year. What effect would that have? No. You're good. You're just curious. Curious questions are okay. Like, it's not like you're sitting here going, hey, Bueller, I think Apple's going to start having a bear market starting today. I'm going to grab shorts. What short should I grab? Like, I would be like, dude, stop asking me questions. But these are more questions of, like, curiosity, so that's okay. Well, you need to think of SPY. If you have Thinkorswim, click Analyze on your SPY chart. You need to think of SPY as like a big pie, right? And so that means 34% of this pie is tech. So there's a big slice that's a third of the pie, right? And then you got a couple slices that are like a tenth of it, and then you got a couple that are even smaller than that, right? Every stock you just named is in the tech sector. Well, except Tesla. That would be in discretionary. But that's about 10% of the pie. That's about a third of the pie. And you're talking about some of their top weights of that slice of pie. So the only way you're going to see like that you could accurately call a pulling back market would be to use your weights. That's why I probably don't cover it as much in my streams now because I've gone over it for so many years. But you'll hear me just say that, like, oh, your tech weights are down, your tech weights are up. Here, wait, let me just show you the list. Where's it at? Here it is. So if I'm ever looking at this and I'm like, well, E doesn't really matter. P doesn't matter as much. But X, okay, that's your technology chart. Come on. Jeez, we have not touched this chart in a minute. But you could basically be using, like, even on your intraday charts, we have done this a lot for years. But on your bigger time frames, it is definitely helpful because you can start to look at these and be like, okay, well, tech is at all-time highs, right? And you could even make conclusions from this just individually. You could be looking at just tech and then be like, all right, well, where are the tech weights? Like, where are they in comparison to their all-time highs? Like, you can see Apple's actually a pretty good distance away still. Microsoft made one not long ago and are curling back up to head towards it again. NVIDIA, the other biggest tech weight, they're just under their all-time highs. So you could even just take that and be like, well, out of the three, Apple's the cheapest based on that. You know, if you're just basing it just off of their distance from their all-time highs. So you can say positioning-wise, I need to be looking at Apple more. And that's exactly what I do all the time. I just kind of... Sorry, I'm like choking up. I think I have dog hair in my throat. Hold up. Dude, I'm like dying. What was I saying? The sectors, though. So you can just draw conclusions like that. But basically, we just try to find the indifferences and then try to focus on them more. Now, if you did that week in, week out, and you watched every sector, you could probably be able to be like, all right, guys, I think the market's about to pull back because most of your heavier sectors are approaching all-time highs and rejecting lower highs, whatever. You know, then you could say, okay, guys, I could see a short-term pullback in the market. And then if you see, like, that high or low break, then that leads to another thing. But you should never be sitting here being like, all right, guys, I think a bear market might start from up here. You're never going to hear that out of my mouth. Being able to call something like that is insane. You'd have to actually be doing, like, statistical data like a Michael Burry would to figure that out. But using your SPY weights is the most organic way to kind of navigate your way through the overall macro of the market because it will help you out with just the weights. Because that is what the market is made of. Like I said, it's just a big pie. Each pie has its slices. Except on this pie, somebody cut it very greedily, and each slice is different. One of them's a third of the pie. Dog hair is crazy? No, dude. If you saw what I just ran through, you wouldn't judge me. I have a new puppy, and yeah. Little golden doodle. Well, no, it's probably the cutest dog I've ever owned. And she's like an actual dog. It's weird. Like, you guys ever get a dog and it just kind of gets its own personality? This dog is a dog. Like, it'll play fetch. It loves water, playing in water. It loves eating sticks. It loves eating leaves. And I honestly love playing fetch with it. It's kind of crazy how it'll bring the ball back literally like 20, 30 times in a row. It's pretty fucking cool. But yeah. You just lost your dog last year? God, dude. When I lost my other dog recently, I swear, dude, like, I think 2 years went by and it didn't even feel like that long. I feel you, man. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, when you lose a good dog, it doesn't matter how much time goes by. It's like, damn. It doesn't feel like all that time has passed. I noticed that too with like when I have a family member who passes away, like, it doesn't really affect me. But like, we had one or two actually commit suicide, and I shit you not, like 3-4 years went by, and it still felt like it was just that last year that it had happened. It was really weird. But whenever someone older dies, it doesn't feel like that. It's just like, okay, natural passing. I get it. If you told me 5 years ago, I'd be like, yeah, it feels like 5 years ago. But there's some instances, like good dogs, too, it does that. You get a good dog, and it's like, it feels like just last year they passed, but it's been years for all you know. Or for all you remember. It's weird. That impact. Yeah, a little depressing, but Sorry to hear that. Why is TTD down so much? Now, we could easily just be like, well, earnings, duh. But let's see why. Oh, this was that Amazon news that day. They have to compete with Amazon. That's why TTD is getting fucked. And they have a new CFO. They got too much going on. Okay, these are all pretty good reasons. Amazon deals with Roku and Disney are the reason for the massive drop in market share. Yeah, that's not good. No problem, boss. Maddie, what you doing, dude? Oh, wait, that's not Maddie. That's Alexis. I'm sorry. Alexis, what you up to? Caterpillar. I haven't heard that name in forever. Okay, now I think I am just coughing. Let's start over, because I genuinely don't remember what's going on this chart. I don't even want to pretend like I do. I really like that. I really like resetting a chart, too. So even if it's like, ah, fuck, what is this? It's still kind of refreshing to go back through it. Okay, there's a part of me that wants to mark two fibs here. I want to mark the lower high fib, so this one. And we call this the lower high fib because this will mark where the lower high can be established from. And then the other fib from the high to the low. I don't even want to mark all-time high. Just gonna leave it like that. Now let's see what the EMAs look like, because honestly, it doesn't really look like much to me. It just looks like it's against resistance at the worst time in the market to do this. And you're going to see this a lot. I say this so many times. You're going to see a lot of candles that look like this. You're going to have a lot of charts that are against like a high or a low or at a part of the chart where you think like right there it has to make its decision pretty soon because of the news that we're approaching in the overall market. And I'm sorry about my throat. I keep clearing it. It's pretty annoying. But yeah, so I think this is one of those charts where it's like, well, this is just bad. Just because of the timely manner of it, not because it's an inside bar at all-time high resistance, even though that is another individual reason to fear that. So that makes it even more 50-50. But into the news market, too, it's like, damn, like this chart's kind of just at a bad spot at the worst time. So I think they just... And you're going to probably see me say that a lot. I think that's why I like to say that pretty early, because I don't want you all to ask me, like, well, what about this chart? What about that chart? Like, I genuinely think that for most of these charts. It's just that some of these charts are horribly placed at the worst time. Right? We're about to get more market news. It's not the greatest thing. Yo, good reminder on Cat, though. Let's put that back on the watch list, because I forgot that thing even existed. It's like when I check John Deere every 3 months. Dude, long-term investors of John Deere are probably pretty happy. They just had to sit on this for years. It looks like she finally tapped out a little bit, though. Damn, what did Waste Management do? Why are they down so bad? We always need Waste Management. Public storage is another hidden gem, in my opinion. I hope it comes down to give us discount. Then it would be an actual hidden gem. Monthly looks like it's going to do that. Weekly looks like it's going to do that. Daily's already kind of panning out short term. Once it slows down, we'll have to see where it stops for a 50%. Because honestly, you could just say this, whatever that is. And then the 50% of that dip, if it ever stops here at all, then you just mark that to see if a lower high comes in for another bearish trade. And if not, it's probably just either kept dropping or it retook both those levels. That'd be an interesting one to look at, though. I have no idea what that options chain looks like. So that'll be another one to look at. And yeah, you guys got any charts you're looking at individually or something you're focused on super heavily going into the market the rest of the week? Oh, I'm just messing up all my charts, aren't I? And I forgot to do this. I said I would start doing this every stream, but I forgot to put the Discord link in the bio. Because the other Discord link doesn't work. Yeah, if anybody's interested in joining the Discord, I always tell people this at the beginning. Please just join for free. Please don't come in here and just sign up for a bunch of shit first. It'll set expectations for yourself that you're just not ready to handle. This is probably the first real group you've ever joined, if this is a group you're just now tuning into. I would definitely check out all the different channels you have access to for free, and then just engage with people. Engage with the streams, engage with the different people on the channels themselves. And if you want to sign up, that's something you can do later on. But there are tons and tons and tons of free resources you can take advantage of first. So please do that first. I don't like having idiots in my group. Pretty much most of my members, I would put any one of my traders against anybody else's 10 or 20 even. My people are pretty fucking smart. Most of them think for themselves, if not all of them. That's always a good flex. It's always good when you can flex the overall like competence of your chat. It has nothing to do with like, oh, look how good my callouts are. Look how big our gains are. Like, nah. Look how big my members' brains are. Good morning, Sandollar. Always a good time seeing you pop up, dude. How you doing? Thank you again for yesterday, by the way. I was thinking, what's his name earlier? Alexis earlier. I'm just waiting in swings to hit. I'm in. You're in each of these tickers? That was a confusing message. That's a lot of tickers, though. UPS, I love UPS. I like Sophie. I like NVIDIA. I'm probably the #1 Enphase hater, so you might not like me. But honestly, all those other tickers look fine. I need to check out this other one you sent, though. SKE, what is that? I really like your UPS pick. I really like Sophie. TTD's a little risky, but I can totally see why you're going for it. The positioning's kind of insane. Why can't I zoom in? Hello? Okay. I have no idea what this company is, though. No, you're good. I'm just trying to go through your list. What is SKE and why can't I find the name of it? Skeena Resources. Okay, finally. Oh, it's a mining stock. Okay. Canada. Do they do just gold and silver? What else do they do? I don't know why I'm looking there. I can look right here. Gold, silver, copper. Which copper is kind of a big deal right now. Flagship properties. Okay, I don't know about all this other shit. Alright, cool, cool. Qualcomm, we know Qualcomm, Nvidia, Genius. And CMG, if I'm correct, isn't that Chipotle? It is Chipotle. Why can't I zoom in, dude? Oh my god, y'all saw that? Placed a price level tool, it went straight to the pan tool, now I can zoom in? You'd be surprised, man. This bug was around since before Charles Schwab. That's crazy. I don't have much opinion on Chipotle, to be honest. But I love most of your list, I'll be honest. That's pretty cool, though. Yeah, the mining one seems interesting. It looks like it has lots of momentum moving forward. I'm not even trying to hype you up, but it does look really good on those bigger time frame charts, the monthly and the weekly. TTD a little risky, but I like that you're going for good positioning at least. And honestly, I'd have to say the same thing about Enphase. I hate this company because they're losing a lot of control to other companies, but at these prices I could see why. Now, if you're someone who is like buying up here or some shit, I'd question your sanity. But at least you're buying at good prices, so I can't even hate. And I'm not like a Enphase energy expert or anything. Just taking its time, you're patient. Yeah, I mean, it's Chipotle. I don't think they're going anywhere. Which is honestly the kind of mindset you want to have when you're looking at those kinds of stocks. Like, do you think this company's going to go anywhere? Do you think in 5 years' time they'll be deleted off the face of the earth? Or do you think they'll grow? Do you believe? I think that's a really big question. Do you believe in them? Do you believe in the company's growth moving forward? And if you do, that's really all the question you need to ask yourself. Not a bad list, though. And thanks for sharing that, dude. You know, you don't have to do any of that, but I appreciate you sharing that. That's very cool. Sandollar's done business with them? Sandollar, who haven't you done business with? That's probably a smaller list. Bro might be part-time Illuminati for all we know. Sandollar has seen the world and met everybody. You should trade Forex, but Forex ain't got shit on options. Yeah, Forex is pretty cool. I used to trade Euro USD a lot. I haven't done that in some time, though. Very cool, though. Glad to have you here, dude. Was in the construction equipment mining business for 10 years. See what I said? He does everything. He knows everything. This man has done everything. You know the beer commercial where there's like this guy has lived like 7 lifetimes and he's done this and done that and seen the world. Like that guy, that is Sandollar. That is no bullshit. That is Sandollar. Spread the wealth. Is that the Dos Equis commercial I'm thinking of? Yeah, this is literally Sand Dollar. Sand Dollar doesn't look that old, but Sand Dollar is up there with this guy. What a based ass, like... Wait, what? Why is he related to Chuck Norris facts? Okay, we don't need to be reading all this. Chuck Norris jokes that were kind of in their prime time back in the day. I've enjoyed reinventing myself every 10 years. Dude, I'm starting to think you're immortal and you've lived longer than the average human. You've done like so many different things. Guess what, guys? He can also fly. What can't you do? Like I said, probably a smaller list. $7 is very impressive. Sometimes a little too impressive. I can't even tell if you're a real person sometimes. These are all compliments. I'm not hating on $7. We love $7. He's just built a lot very differently from the rest of us. One might even say he's a one of one. That's actually how I picture you when I read your name out. I just like I picture everybody differently, but I picture you with like the headset on while in a plane cockpit or something. You know in the movie 2012 when he goes to his rich friend to get in the plane and like survive? That's Sand Dollar for me. I'm just gonna like travel across the country, get to Sand Dollar, and he's gonna save us. You're my Russian billionaire. What is the best, like, world apocalypto type movie? I only thought that because I said 2012. I might have said the best one, honestly. And yeah, guys, we're just chilling here. If you're looking at SPY, we were at an overall bearish trend intraday. Kind of still are, but we've been curling up these last 20, 30 minutes-ish. And this kind of lines up with our second part of the day starting. I don't know why I clicked on the calendar like that helped anything. But yeah, so again, we like to split up the day into 3 parts of the day. If you guys would like information on this, we have a whole playlist and all kinds of videos and stuff like this, but the 3 phases of the day, you can just type in like phases and it'll pop up here, PHASES, and good stuff like that. But you can get an understanding of why we like that. But it kind of splits the day up and it sets it up in a way where, I don't know, it just sets up higher probabilities. I don't know how else to explain that. But we really like it a lot. Makes it a little easier to navigate each day, regardless of what time it is. But right now we're in the second part of the day, and that'll be over in about an hour and 20 minutes. And then your last 2 hours of the day is your last part of the day. So if you get nothing but ranging in the second part of the day, it's higher probability that your third part of the day will get some movement, is the basic thinking, the TLDR. too long didn't fucking read. But yeah, bearish trend still intact as long as we're under 660.20s, but I wanted to point that out in case the second part of the day is just consolidation. Oh, thank you, Sandollar. He sent me the answer in trade floor as well. And for a special treat, when I wore a younger man's clothes, dude, what year is this in? 1997. I was 2 years old. Garland individuals receive awards from Latin America operations. What? This is sick. That's him in the top picture. Accepts his best customer service award from Pat Carroll at an awards dinner in Miami. What is LAO? The areas of marketing and customer service. Frank, who traveled to Miami to attend the awards banquet, represents domestic international accounts for parts customer service. That is a long-ass title. And I don't care about Todd. I just want to read about Frankie. The last whole group was presented with award show. Damn. Looking kind of fresh in that picture. Damn, bro. Latin America Wait, so that's crazy. Y'all gotta check out Trade Floor to get an understanding of what I'm reacting to. It's very cool. When you wore younger man's clothes, not when you were younger. That's such a $100 way to say that. $10, what year were you born? If that's too rude to ask, don't answer. But what year were you born? Post World War II, right? You're not that old. Dude, you can see your white teeth from that picture. That's crazy. Your teeth are white as hell in that picture. They turned over all of Mexico, Central American, and South America product supports. What? They're like, here's half the globe. That's actually crazy. I didn't realize we had an actual, like, wealthy person amongst us. Actually, that's not true. We have a few. Look at Frankie. Not wealthy just in the pockets, but wealthy in the head. We are to win the first divisional award for our location. After that, bruh. What a flex. Now, that's a fire picture, dude. And seriously, that's badass. This is what I was talking about, though. This motherfucker's lived like 10 lifetimes. Very, very cool. And that's always a compliment when I'm saying that. Like, it's just impressive. It's like, you fit in so much in such little amount of time. It's actually so cool. I think this is the youngest picture you've ever shown us of you. Bro, I'm literally 2 years old, and you're doing that. That's the same month as my birthday, too. I was turning to and $100 was smiling for the cameras. Just noticed Spy made a daily outside bar to prepare for FOMC. Yeah, I think you're right. The day after tomorrow is good. That is a based-ass answer, Carter. Last of Us is decent. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I didn't watch the second season, but the first season was pretty good. It has been a while. When you mark your price levels, do you normally zoom out 6 months or a year? That is a very specific question, Kyle. And good to see you. It doesn't matter how long you've been gone, dude. Good to see you. What do you mean? Why do you mean it like that? 6 months or a year. It really depends. If I'm on like let's say I'm starting over on this chart. I'll just delete this one. Starting over on this chart. Like right now, I don't think I'd back out that much because most of your levels are going to be pretty recent. And you got like your gap halfway point somewhere like right here. Got another gap right here. Got another gap right here. 50% of it, of course. So, I mean, in this instance, I wouldn't go out that far. If it's like a completely different chart, like let's say like a chart like Coin has like tons of price history on it, you know, you can go back as far as you need to get your emerging candles. But it really depends. Like on SPY, like how I was showing you, I really wouldn't focus too much. Like honestly, for this chart, this is how mine's going to look like for a while. I'll just go through it. We got this gap to worry about. I don't really care about the levels. Then we got this one to worry about. And these would be like more for like smaller time frame stuff here. I don't need shit for that. Got that one. 658.53. Oh, didn't mean to click that. And I'd probably wait to mark new all-time high just because we just did that today. But you can mark it for information purposes, I guess. Like, hey, this is where all-time high is. But yeah, not a crazy chart as you can see, though. I'm not having to zoom out that far. And then I'll have to add other levels, of course. Okay. Did not mean to do that. Like today, for instance, we had you go from the high to the low. We're marking the 50% of that. And this is of the previous day, just marking high to low. It doesn't even matter what direction you do it in. And this gives us another good, like, higher probability situation. Like, you see how today, I'll just mark it ahead of time. Go from the close of yesterday to today's open. Mark that 50%. And then add today's open. So these are a couple directional levels I drew. 50% of previous day, 50% of this gap up right here. That's not what I meant to mark. And then today's open. And we're very directional from these areas. So just TLDR, if we're above it, more bullish than bearish. If we're below it, more bearish than bullish. And being below this very quickly, not a good sign. Breaking below the halfway point of this, which is kind of where we see us pulling back and trying to hold if we're a bull who has momentum still. So the fact they lost that, not a good sign. Kind of picking up the pace that we do expect to see previous day close tested, as well as whatever the next level is. In this case, it's the halfway point of the previous day. So to answer your question, I mean, it really depends on what you're looking at. If you're doing the emerging candles method, you need to go back as far as you need to. If you're just doing emerging candles, if you're doing just recent levels like I was doing, just because we are in a more volatile state with news coming out tomorrow, that you really don't even need to zoom out past a week ago, really. Good question, though. That was honestly not a bad question. I just had to understand that for a second. Holy, why does the zoom keep doing that? So that's why I've been saying, like, recently, like, our bearish trend is still intact, but we have started to hit basing right as the first part of the day ended. So I see us as more of a range now than a bearish trend, but we are definitely still a little bit more bearish than bullish on the intraday chart. And when I say intraday, I mean from today's open to right now, to this exact moment, intraday. $360 STS. I understand rates drop tomorrow, but I'm so tired of no volume days. It's okay, man. We're going to get some more soon. Things will be great. But yeah, I understand your, not really a complaint. I understand what you're saying, though. That is only a probability and not a sure thing. Exactly. Probability. We're never going to be 100%. We're never going to be like, oh, this is 100% going down. No, but I can stack probabilities in my favor with reasons on my chart, just like I explained to you. And now we have identical charts. Might as well just go to this one. That's not what I wanted to click. And sorry for going through that so quick. I was just trying to make sense of it. But yeah, so we just like to use levels that we believe give us key direction each day. And then we like to use them kind of together. If I'm below so many of them, I believe we have higher probability of going down. And in order. And this is why I say anybody in here who's new, I think my system will actually blow your mind because you can apply my level of thinking to basically any strategy. Like, we just use it for levels because I think levels are just super fucking easy to look at. But this like strategy or this level of thinking is really easy. I don't know why I clicked playlist. PEMDAS. Order of Operations 1, Order of Operations 2. I would watch both of these and have your mind blown. But there is a logistical thinking to, like, the reason I typed in PEMDAS is, you guys remember in school when you learn how to do math equations, and you do PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, and you have to do it in that right order or you will get the equation wrong. Because if you do it any other order, you're just going to get some random ass answer that's not correct at all. It's the same thing with trading. You know, you could look at levels, but if you're not looking at them in the right order, you're kind of just getting random outcomes, and you're never going to get anything consistent. And that's why I go over that in these 2 videos here. So I would 100% check that out. Anybody in here who is new or not, even if you're someone who's been with me for a while, I would watch that. And then shout out to Oust. I forgot these existed, but these are probably the best sessions on my channel. They're a little long, but the seminar sessions that we did, so I would check those out. It is 2.5 hours, but day 1 is like, I think just day trading stuff, and then day 2 is just swing trading stuff. So if you only care about one or the other, just check it out. But it's a quick rundown of that. And yeah, so yeah, I don't really know what else to say on that. And we are still seeing the basing like we figured we would get during our lunchtime session. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted you to click. This video here. From open to close, navigating the 3 phases of the day using probability. Super slept on video. Oh, this is one of the videos I had my volume low, and then I roasted myself. Speak up, bro. Jesus. But yeah, so definitely check those 3 videos out. They're not like paywall videos or anything. I'm not meaning to sound like that if I am, but definitely check those out. I think it'll give you a better sense of how to read the market. Regardless of you looking at my strategy or someone else's strategy, I don't even give a fuck about that. You can apply that theoretical way of thinking onto anything. You can smack it on top of any strategy you're probably already looking at. Emerging candles was gold for you. I'm really glad to hear that, because that's always like a really cool like staple for me. Like if I ever find struggle in anything I'm trying to do new, or like with recent levels, if I ever like think like, oh, these aren't really that reliable, or I don't think this feels that good, like I can always just delete all this and just go back to that. And let's say we're not at all-time high anymore and we pull back, I can rely on all those historical levels. So I do agree with you. Emerging candles are honestly gold. I don't like to glaze them too hard because I don't want people thinking like, oh, you just got to buy and sell every time each of the levels hit. Like, no, there is some thinking behind it, but it is a super easy and super quick way to just get some good levels on your screen that work over a long period of time. Thanks for saying that. But I truly believe it truly comes together when you watch those operations, order of operations and trading videos I have. Because it'll show you like there really is a way of doing things in a correct order from certain levels. That's why I put so much emphasis on levels like current day open or previous day halfway points. Because I truly believe those are the levels that we're being directional from. And we've back tested it. We've seen it happen time and time again. It's just trying to micromanage ourselves, if anything, in between all that. You would be a great poker player, bro. Awareness and discipline goes a long way. We'd have to see. I've only played a little bit of poker, but not like high stakes or anything. It's just like fun people around a table. Nothing serious. That was a lot of talking, but honestly, that was worth it. And I hope some of you guys check that stuff out. I don't even get paid money for you guys watching those videos. I don't have ads on my videos because that shit's cringe. If you get ads, that's because you don't have YouTube Premium. That's not my fault. But I don't even get paid for that. So, genuinely, please go check those videos out. I think I also have all of those in that one playlist too. So if you just want to go to that playlist too, it's the same thing there. I'll go click on it so you see where it is. Playlist, and then it's Road to Consistency. View full playlist. This is where I think I try to store some of my better videos. I've definitely been a little lazy with it. Yeah, they're in there. There's the 3 phases of the day in there. Seminar sessions in there. Lead test is there. I don't see the... Here's the supply and demand. Supply and demand. Yeah, it's not in there. Hold on, let's go at it. Yeah, I actually went over that earlier, Sandler. I know you weren't here, but I actually covered VIX because the spike that happened right before. Of course, I mean, it's pretty obvious, you know, as well, with the news coming out tomorrow. But yeah, that spike is no joke. It could even lead to more upside for VIX, which, again, isn't always a 100% that SPY will drop with that. But the fact that SPY hasn't been dropping with it while VIX has been rising is a big sign. So we'll have to see with that news coming out. But yeah, good warning, good caution by Sandler there. Thanks again. No problem, man. Thank you for all the conversation, really. Appreciate that. And guys, I am going to end the stream soon, so this is your time to get any questions or remarks out. I mean, you could have done it pretty much the whole stream too, but this is especially where I like to highlight it just as a last-second thing. And if you ever think of anything that, you know, after the stream, feel free to drop it in the Discord or the trade floor and tag me. I'll either go answer you instantly or I'll answer you in stream. I did see it, Sandollar, but I'm not going to lie. I was just like, I don't even want to touch this chart. I don't know. I just suck at Moderna, dude. I'm not even going to try and sit here and sound tough. Like, no, I suck at this chart. I'm not even going to pretend. I do like this so far, though. I like the inside bar breakup so far. And I love the fact that this is still like in that lower trend kind of feel where it looks like it is a liquidity grab kind of move coming. So it'll probably come up and smack that or that or that. Just whatever your last highs were, but that's the same level. So yeah, pretty good chances of going up to 28. I was looking at it, but I was like, man, I suck at this chart. I'm just going to watch it. If you trade it, I'll root for you, man. I think I'm done putting my chips on this chart. It does look pretty fucking good, though. Don't get me wrong. Those inside bar breakups and inside bar breakdowns are not a joke. There's an inside bar breakdown there. There's an inside bar breakup happening here. And I'm sure there's like 100 other inside bars and outside bars I didn't even notice. So it's been really easy to kind of track that chart once it starts basing because it is at pretty big historical levels. I mean, I just went over there on like the daily and started marking lows and the open of the IPO. Which, it's funny, this is actually where it opened on the stock market. It's about right here. So, it's, in a sense, kind of back to square one. It's like COVID never happened. Wild adventure this chart has gone through. What's Moderna? What's the flu? COVID. Now we're down here again. Bad news yesterday and today. They have the positive preliminary data on the new updates vaccines. Crazy work, yeah. I don't know. I just suck at Moderna. Maybe I was never meant to be a Moderna trader. I'll stick to all these other random ones I'm somehow good at. Like APA, what even is that stock? How am I able to call that out? Soundhound, I can't disrespect Soundhound. I'll never forget the AI news that Soundhound had, and I was like, okay. That's how you know this market's going crazy. Something like Soundhound has AI news. Yeah, if you guys have any other future updates or questions or comments to make, feel free to tag me anywhere in the chat. If you're in Lifetime, Premium, Normal, I don't give a fuck if you have a membership or not. Tag me. Engage, too. If you guys happen to see, I'm pretty big on this. I like to put emphasis on this, but if you happen to go into the chat and you see someone post, like in Results and Review, for instance, like right here with Devontae, go in here, be like, hey, man, nice trade, read it, actually understand what the hell he was doing, and you'll start to see a trend. You know, a lot of people are going for a lot of similar trades, and there's a lot of really good breakdowns, some trades. So feel free to go through that. All different kinds of sides of traders in here. There isn't just beginners or just veterans in here. There's a lot of, it's a big mix, really. Age group is a mix, too. I would definitely say we have a lot of older, more mature age group. But even honestly, some of our young bucks are pretty fucking mature. So there's no problems on that end. But yeah, take your time, go through some of the stuff in the chat, through some of the playlists that I showed on the stream. I would definitely urge anybody to just kind of post and engage. Really, I feel like that's the best way to get out there, best way to practice. So, see you guys later on. Have a great rest of your day. Hold up, what is this? Oh, kettle chips? Yeah, no, you're not even capping. These are probably fire. Handcrafted kettle potato chips. So an orgasm in a bag. All right, guys. See you later on. And when I post the polls a little later on, make sure to go in here and vote. Do your thing. Who the hell put a thumbs down? Oh, J.A. I'll see you guys later on, though. Thank you guys for the stream. We hit over 20 likes again, over 200 clicks. I seriously can't thank you guys enough. You guys know me. I really don't give a fuck about the growth of the channel. I just like that we have a good, engaging community that is slowly growing. So that's very cool. Kind of a flex when you guys are kind of killing it, with or without my help. Yeah, thank you guys again. Have a great rest of your day, and love you all. And where the hell is the end stream button?